Thokozani Bonabakhulu. Grand greetings and abundant blessings to us all. I go by Baba Lex. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another beautiful session, Friday night session, all the way from Mzansi, SA, South Africa, okay? This one is going to be controversial, so you might as well sit down, relax. If you're operating any heavy machinery, you might want to stop, okay? This will be on a replay on my channel on YouTube. That is also 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙐𝙗, okay? As well as all of the updates about my book, which was released on the 1st, The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1 of 3, all right? We are grateful, we are graceful, Thokozani, we've arrived. And this topic tonight is going to be very controversial, as I said, but once again, truth, like a lion, doesn't have to defend itself, okay? African problems require African solutions, okay? We're just clearing the space of energy which is negative. We do not consent, all right? And this topic is very controversial because colonization, which is another piece of series that I did, you know, I tap into a few of these, and then a lot of the comments on different platforms are to the degree of, you know, let's deep in, let's go deeper in, let's dive in. And why not? Because guess what? The time is nigh, okay? 𝙒𝙘𝙗𝙗 𝙦𝙗𝙗. The time is now arrived, okay? All of the details of who I am, what I do are all the way up there. Holistic health coach, liquid alchemist sage, initiated Zulu Sangoma, shaman, medicine man, metaphysics, keynote speaker, and founder of the Conscious Men community. I also just became a published independent author of the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. All right. For all of those updates, this is why this is here, the live exclusive sale. It's the pre-order. Okay, so the pre-order link will be available in about a week or so from now. So currently it is Friday the 3rd of this Gregorian calendar's 2025. Wow. Where does time go? And what is time? Wow, so this one's going to be a very powerful one for us as Africans. Okay, Thokozani. Because the time, like I said, is nigh. It's time for us to begin to take our power back. As Africans, we must take our power back. As you know, over here, if you're joining, we do these lectures on Fridays and Mondays every week, just depending on also what's going on. Since I've released my book on the 1st, 𝙂𝙗𝙗𝙗, this was live on YouTube. Also, the replay is there. Go and check it out at 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙐𝙗. And this is about my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. Okay? If you are 70 to 90% water, this book can apply to you. If you are a womb born, as in you were born from a womb, this book can apply to you. Okay, it's all about attuning, just like as you attune to radio stations. When you want to tune into the frequency you would love to engage with. Same thing with yourself and your cells. Not yourself, the higher self. Your cells, your selves. CELLPH. Your potential hydrogen. Okay, are you currently in a state of acidosis? Okay, you're cooking, glycation, etc., etc. We'll get into this a little bit, but also it's in my book. Or are you in a state of alkaline? Are you in alkalinity, meaning are you in a creation mode which is beneficial? Okay, because once again, the aging process is by choice. I outlined this in my book. Okay, I put it down for us. I give us the beans, Thabo, Thandeka, Jack, Jane, for you to go and grow your beanstalk. With this information, which is plenty, you then put it in formation and see whether that makes sense. Because once again, our senses have been dulled. Okay, and I once again outlined this in all of my lives. Go check out the YouTube channel at 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙐𝙗 everywhere. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a background and a little bit of a foundation, because over here, as well as me being a master teacher, I'm also a master learner, a master student of life. Because once again, even though we know things, not know things, we are aware of things, okay? We're in the age of Pisces, which is the mind. It's push-pull. It's duality. It's a good-bad. There's no resolution, okay? It's a versus, right? And that versus is you versus you. That you versus you is yourselves, your cells. CELLPH. Potential hydrogen. Are you acid, acidosis, or are you alkaline? So therefore that environment will determine how you attune to your environment. You see? This is all in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Once again, we like to compare apples with apples, not apples with a watermelon or apples with 𝙃𝙚𝙗𝙗. See? Because then we are all not confused. Right now, what's rife outside? The spirit of confusion. So when you're confused in the days make it weekdays, and then by the weekend, you're weakened. See, it's all in the spells we speak into ourselves. All right? As we continue speaking these spells, we create our reality. It is a thing. Even those of you who are recognizing now empilweni in your lives, even if it's negative, okay, it happens. Whatever you speak from your tongues, it's becoming a thing, okay? I just want to quickly interject right there and allow a moment of gratitude for who just entered the room. That is the Lighthouse Portal 7.11, who's also our moderator, and where I have independently published The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. The Lighthouse Portal 7.11 is Thokozani. And thank you for being here. Everyone, if you have any questions, please put them in there. My moderator will attend to them. She's also been fasting, okay, with my method, my 72-hour water-only full moon fasting method, right? The first law of attunement, okay, in the Law of Attunement Teachings is cleanse thy vessel regularly. So begin to become accustomed to being clean, okay? All right? Cleansed vessel. You see? Thokozani. Cleansed vessel, clear gnosis, clear knowledge, clear knowing. So once you know, you don't have to believe. In between belief, there's a lie. Okay? Whenever you spell lies into your cells already confused, because once again, you're giving them the wrong signals. You are also a programmer. So as a programmer, it's difficult for you to be in your vessel, especially in this time that we're moving into, because the sun is changing. Okay, I also put this in the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. But I also speak about it in all of my teachings on the YouTube channel. Go and subscribe. We're on the way to 1K, please, nice and smoothly. We stay liquid, okay? So it's not please. Lana, we consciously consistent from a clear place, a clear knowing, okay? So everything I say to you will be bamboozling. It's going to shock you. Yes, that's good. It's going to open your eyes. Yes, that's good. It's going to allow you to not lie to yourselves. Yes, that's great. Because otherwise, those of you who always come to Baba Lex, listen, or Coach Lex, Brother Lex, whatever the case may be, I want to unlock ESP. I want to start to do the stuff that those superheroes are doing. Man, you see, that already there shows me where your consciousness is, okay? It's not a bad thing. However, you bypassing. It's like giving a child a loaded gun. You don't do that. Because, once again, this is what's happening with the cosmos. Everything is raising. You are raising. In consciousness. Okay? Hence why outside, it's very wild. So now that, people have come in, I've done the introduction nicely, beautifully. I would love to just get into some local news from La You see? Because there's some things we got to talk about, and there's things for, especially me now, as a divine masculine man who's cleansed with a clear vessel, a clear knowing, have to address some of these things that are happening. And also, not just that, I did found the Conscious Men community. This is worldwide, but it's from La, of guys who, not just guys, it's beings, especially men, okay, Conscious Men community. But also boys, there's young youth who are doing really wonderful things. They're not 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗 on the streets, just doing things that are nonsensical. You see, and it's everything that's happening is for a change. It's for a shift. So that shift looks like the old guard letting go. And what that means in letting go means you must also let go in order to ascend. Angithi, we are becoming enlightened. What does that mean, Baba Lex? It means that if you are enlightened, that means you are a lighter being. That means you are not densified. You are not plagued by things which keep you down. In other words, your baggage, the traumas, okay? All of the stress, all of the things which from between the ages of 0 to 7 that made this shadow. Okay, I speak about this not only in my book, I also coach some beings through it. Okay, I do have limited sessions currently because of this beautiful now blessing which has arrived. It was a dream, okay? So now we've grounded this dream, and now we're going to be boots on the ground and addressing from inside out, okay? Because you can fight everything outside. I know we did that thing. We've tried. Wow, we've been fighting. Hence why also this episode, African problems need African solutions. Okay, but before we get there, this is just a little side note. You know me, I'm always writing. Hence why, we're now a published author. But check this out. Okay, wonderful. So I just condensed what news is popping. But news not just spew blah 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 for us here. Okay, for us here to be aware of, especially these guys who are disappearing their girlfriends. I saw another story about a girl who switched her boyfriend off. I don't know if she stabbed him or it was this is for educational purposes only, but just go check the news. E-News, ENCA, etc., etc. It's there. Okay? So what's happening? Engondweni, at the mind space. What's kicking off? It's not a laughing matter, but seriously. Now we've got to become emotionally intelligent. But what that entails is balancing your waters, because the element of water is what governs emotions. It also governs your creativity, your intuition, all of your feminine energetic principles. I outlined this in my book. All right. Once again, we do have the pre-order link coming soon. Should be in about a week or so. We're just going to tie up a few things. In the meantime, you can still message the Lighthouse portal. You can message myself should you be interested. Also, whatever the case may be. Once again, Thokozani. This is a dream grounded. And also these teachings, just like also today, you're going to see that they're incorporated in what I'm saying, in what we address, in all of the next now content, okay? Because someone's got to say it. A lot of this, once again, is going to be a bit alarming. Not just alarming, it's going to allow you to start to see. You open your eyes, and you open your eye, and then you, instead of belief, you now begin to know. Okay? Thokozani. Okay, so this latest news here is, some of it is, anyway. So the first one I got was 3 reports, confirmed reports of government hiring fraudulent workers, or people in posts, whatever post it may be minister of or blah blah. For example, I'm not saying it's a minister, but for example, there's 3 reports. Okay, so for me now, I'm going to ask 2 questions. You reported it, showcase. Seni reportile, showcase. First question. Okay, it's been reported. Thank you so much. Why was it reported? Okay, and what is now then being done? Since you told us, What's the point? This is what Baba Lex is saying. I'm saying now we're using emotional intelligence because once again, I'm also showing you that that's tell, lie, vision. Okay? It's programmed by programmers. I outline all of this in the books. Also, check out the YouTube channel. That's where all of the repeats go, the replays, and you'll check it out. It's very stimulating for the mind. It allows you to beautiful. It allows you to actually become a better version of yourself. Not just that, you tap into yourselves. I'm just fixing something over here. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Wow, what's wrong with this thing? Thokozani. Oh, listen, please share. Okay, please do share if you're in here. And if you're doing something on a Friday night outside, please be careful. Remember, as we said, it's wild outside. Let me just fix this. What's happening here? Once again, if you have questions, please ask. And I want to just see how to do something. Give me 2 seconds. I'm exploring this thing because it keeps on sending me alerts, nah? So I want to start interacting with y'all a little bit more, okay? Because I know these questions are amazing that y'all have. They're very intellectual, okay? Not smart, because once again, a phone can be smart. African problems need African solutions. African problems need African solutions. Okay. I really wanted to do something quickly. Hey, wow, okay. Thokozani. Okay. So we got the 3 reports of government hiring fraudulent beings. All right, cool. So what's the point of telling us if nothing's going to be done? Right, 150% tax incentive in 2026 for electric and hydrogen powered plans. Okay, so Cyril Ramaphosa, then what? Okay, because bro, at this stage, then what? Right. Okay, Miriam Singh, I don't know if y'all are tapped into that story. Apparently something happened when she went into the hospital, but apparently she had already had comorbidities, or she was already ill. So that's what they're saying on the news. A lot of wild stories, like we're saying, as per my book as well. You need to get to know thyself and thyself, okay, so that you know what's happening. You're going to go outside, walk outside with a good intention, and you're not going to walk back home. You're going to pop out of this dimension. They call that transitioning. You see, it's not a laughing matter, but it's truth. You must be aware of who you are, okay, at all times. Hence why my book of teachings of 3, the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1, first law is cleanse thy vessel regularly. Take a fast from people, places, and things. This is my structured water. This is my brand. Lex stays liquid, conscious consistency. Okay, this is structured water. You can do it at home. Look out for my workshops, where I take us through this, especially like 𝙒𝙗𝙗, our people. We need to now know how to be adult about some things outside of 𝘎𝙗𝙝 for once, please, because our children depend on it. It's not about anything else now, blah, blah, blah. For those emotionally intelligent, this is going to make sense. And also, this episode today, okay, African problems need African solutions. If you agree with me, I need some likes up. I need some shares up, okay? Let's get into this, all right? But before, let's just finish some news, okay? So that we're all on the same frequency. Hence here we have frequentations, not conversations. It's just a versation. It's a verse. It's AKA a poem, a sing-song, See? Seen. Right. So that was about Miriam Singh, okay? And then also by Sunday, all over the country, different pockets, watch out for the thunder and lightning. Apparently it's going to be wild. It's a great cleansing. Like I told you, we know more in Kansas, Dorothy. Yeah? Tandeka. Not you, Tandeka, but you know what I'm saying? We know more, they know more. Since the Rapture 2020, we know more there. So we now need to adjust, pivot, okay? Refresh, boom, and then now start to kick forth. Because otherwise, the children are now looking at the adults who are now, okay, mommy, daddy, what's happening? You're also dizzy. How you also dazed in the days? That's why they call them weekdays. And then by the weekend, you're weakened. It's in the spells that we speak to ourselves. I speak about this and I teach about this in my first book of teachings, the Law of Attunement Teachings. Thokozani. Attuning to your frequency, because you came in on a unique ray of information. Hence, put all the information in formation. But once again, you're too backed up through your lymphatic system in the mind, the lymphatic system in the body, okay? You have no ability to be liquid. Hence, Lex stays liquid. Baba Lex, we stay liquid. We don't poison ourselves. Acute poisoning with ethanol, aka liquor, alcohol, 𝙃𝙚𝙡, meaning flesh-eating spirits. Do your research, okay? Go to etymology.com.online, whatever the case, punch it into Google, check that thing out, okay? Thokozani for joining. Let's continue. So watch out for that thunder by Sunday, Monday. Watch out, okay? It's a great cleansing. So since we're going into the age of Aquarius, it's fixed air. So fixed air means that a lot of air, the air element interacts with all other elements and it amplifies them in some way, shape, and form. Fire, expansion. Water, different forms. Earth, growth. You see? So air, it does a lot of with everything. So think elements outside, not just within yourself. As we also coach with elemental alchemy, all right? And also through my 72-hour water-only full moon fast, which we do every month on the full moon. Siyafasta, okay? I take 13 people only, 13 beings, about 13, in a private container. Okay, obviously it's paid. You must check the details out. And then we get the beans from Baba Lex direct, all right? Otherwise, the method is potent. But you to yourself can take fasts. Begin with intermittent if you're scared. You must remove the element of fear within you. Fear does not exist. What's real is danger. I'm throwing a punch. Evade. Okay? You see that? Evade. You see? There's a car coming. Move. Danger. Move. Fear. Nothing. What you doing? See? It's a psychological, mental thing, but we'll tap into it now because African problems require African solutions. Stick around, please. Also send that share. I want to see that share button today, please. Thokoza Medusa. How you doing tonight? It's a Friday. What are you up to? Here, you know, we brought the teachings back by popular request. Of course, Baba Lex has got your back. Also, the book has been released. We did the worldwide launch on YouTube, Thokozani. It was quite potent. Me, myself, got, slightly emotional because it's been 5 years coming. I am the law of attunement in the flesh. Okay, yes, I do fast, but yes, I do train. I don't take any supplements. I don't take any drugs. I don't take any alcohol, 𝙒𝙗𝙗. I don't take any things add-on. It's fruits. I break fast with the sun. I don't eat sweets. It's all natural. You get more sweets when you clean. Okay, you can see that. I've also unlocked what they call junk DNA. My eyesight used to be really bad, man. I used to wear specs. I don't anymore. Anyway, those of you who want the coachings, please do send inquiries. As we're going to be on the boots on the ground with the Law of Attunement Teachings all over the country, La Mzansi first, before we tap into Africa, okay? Because we have to save ourselves. That is the end goal of this episode here. African problems require African solutions. Simple. Thokozani. Right. So, in more news before we continue, Zambian policeman. Speaking of 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, a Zambian policeman, while he was roasted drunk, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, he released 13 people on New Year's Day. Yeah, give that man a belt. No, man. You see? What spirit was that? You see, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, flesh-eating spirit, but also the spirits have names because of their angle. It's how they operate through the 7 deadly sins. Watch this, okay? Because I also teach about this, right? Look at the 7 deadly sins here. You've got that gluttony there, greed. You got that lust. You got sloth, which is laziness. You got that wrath, which is uncontrolled anger. You got pride, envy, okay? I did this in 2021. It's part of my Law of Attunement Teachings. But I mean, this is what runs through you. Hey, it's not a biblical thing. It's not a religious thing. It's not a idiot thing. It's not a blah blah thing. It's happening. Look at these guys who are going live and they taking their girlfriends' lives or their wives. What is that? Guyin. Okay? So Baba Lex is saying, here the beans, Jack, Jane, Thabo, Thandeka. Go and grow your beanstalk with this information. You put it through your grid, your chakras of information, and put it in formation. It's a form which is formed. Okay? You inform yourself. You used to be a thought. You were once a thought until you became a thing. You see? I teach about this in the Law of Attunement Teachings. Book 1. The book is out. 0101, 2025. It's a milestone. Okay? We have arrived. Okay? Thokozani. As we continue. So now, if you're now releasing people off that spirit, but you're a policeman, who's going to save you outside, guys? Who's... What? Wow, we need to now, come on, man. Yes, sis. Sheesh. Wow, that's scary, boss. Okay, but for the guys who got out, hey, Thokoz, you got out, bruh. You seen? Seen? But then it's always a knock-on effect. Seen? So we have to hit the root. The root cause is where we must hit. And I'm going to give us all a little bit of bits and pieces, beans, where we can now begin to see where this African problems began. Aha, Thokoz. Okay, this is my ancient Egyptian life. It means water. So this is wisdom from my cells. And this means wisdom. Okay? Thokozani. The topic is up there, thank you, moderator, and also where I independently published my book. When no one believed, they thought I was crazy. Kiki. Now, look who's laughing. I'm laughing, mina. Let's help each other, okay? African problems need African solutions. Thokozani, okay? Publishing out of Maui, Hawaii. Okay, that's crazy. And the connection is deep because it's a water connection. It's got to do with 𝑖zinoma. Those of you who know, water beings or mermaids, okay? Stories for different days. Obviously, you know I'm an initiated Zulu Sangoma. There they say, shaman, medicine man, okay? For those of my international subscribers, followers, and also those who are here for learning, Thokozani. We send you much love. But this episode specifically is for my brothers and sisters. Okay, so if you're going to be offended, exit. No problem. Okay, we still love you. Each one must reach one. Each one must teach one. And also we must take care of our own now. It's about time. Nobody's looked after us. We've been under slavery, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not going to blah, 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 blah. Because yeah, we're not here to blah, 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 blah. We're here for solutions. Thokozani. Right. So, so that Zambian policeman, wow. Okay. And then there was a child who got stuck in a game park in Zimbabwe for 5 days with lions. What is that? How did he survive? If anyone wants to try and hazard a guess and answer that, how did he survive? Because those are lions, huh? Apparently. But it speaks to us as a peoples. We've forgotten, or they erased our memory of how we've interacted with beasts always, because we are above beastly nature. Young Todd, we're not beasts. We actually original beings through the melanin. Okay? Simple. but we are in the process of remembering through our cells, ourselves. But we cannot do that if we are poisoning them. Okay? We need to get to structured waters. We need to now stop drinking tap water. We now need to stop drinking alcohol. Alcohol only, even now, those of you now, just a side note, now you drinking now, check the festive has gone. Come, it's not hitting the same, man. Ooh, what's happening? Also, it's hitting the mind different. Brain fog. What is that? Because the sun is changing. Remember, as I outlined in my book, there's nothing new under the sun. But therefore, the sun must change. Those of you who are aware, those on the path, on the journey, you know what I'm saying. The sun it's shifting like this, not just east-west. 𝙎𝙘𝙗𝙗, it's doing this thing. What is that? You seen? But you dazed. You dazed in the weekdays, and by the weekend you're weakened. Blue light. Ebusuku, at night, boom, your circadian rhythm is off. You're dizzy. That's why whatever's taking place, it hits you, 𝙎𝙘𝙗. These waves of energy from the sun, not just UVA, UVB, but UVC rays. Thokozani. You know that only an original being can withstand such radiation? Okay? Check your UVC index, or your UV index. For the average person, or what the scientists, Luciferian false light programming, it's outlined in my book. Also check my lives at Lex Stays Liquid on YouTube. Please also share. You see what I'm saying? This stuff is what has been keeping us programmed. Luciferian false light. Remember, Lucifer just means light bearer. So that means that this guy, or this thing, or lentole, it's got the spark of gnosis. However, it's disconnected from source, which means that it can only operate in a programmable fashion. It's all there in my book. But enter the 7 deadly sins. You see, this is the modus operandi of Luciferian false light programming. False light, in my book, I say false light because it's like blue light therapy, ebusuku, at night, guys. Seen? Hey! Example. Okay? Anything that takes your rhythm off. When you're meant to be releasing melanin, you're releasing other things, or not. You see? When you're meant to be on that dopamine, you're too spiked, or you're not. You see? Everything on your rhythm is off. But you have the master rhythm if you have this color. Because the ultimate is melatonin. That's what allows the rhythm. That's why naturally, unali rhythm. You see, you just know how to get down. Because our ancestors get down. Even now, we just get down. Look at Amapiano. It's going wild outside. You see? It's not for nothing. See? So now with that gnosis, even you, your cells are seeking to change. We're seeking to come one. Unify. That's what you call a unified field. Don't listen to the Dr. 𝙎𝙖𝙗𝙗, Dispenzas, the Greg Bradens, the blah blah. Listen. Now we must stop watching too hard at Caucasoid. Nangu Baba Lex with the beans. I've got the seeds for us. So we can go and plant these things within our formation, our garden, and then we can put it in formation. But first, come with a cleansed vessel. Don't come with your garbage. Don't come with that belief. Blah, blah, blah. Shh. That's programming. I outlined it in all of my lives. Go to the channel. Catch up. But also, pre-order the book, all right? All of the details will be on YouTube as well as Instagram. Please keep up with the keep up. We are the wave. Otherwise, the wave is smashing you. Okay? You need to know where you're at. But therefore, you must know your cells, yourselves. CELLPH, your potential hydrogen. Are you in acidosis? Therefore, your mitochondrial actions are worst. get brain fog, get tired. That's how it expressed because of your impression. Brain fog, exhaustion. You sleep but you wake up tired. What is that? You eat breakfast, you get the 𝙭𝙘𝙆. You lose sense of time. You get pains over here. Kidneys, you see what I'm saying? Liver, all right? Gallbladder. You've got a lot of quick anger. You're quick to anger, which means 9 times out of 10, your liver has got a problem. Okay? This is all just simple gnosis. I outline this in my book, and it's very simple to get there. But you must know your biology. You must know your cells. You must know yourself. Hence CELLPH, self. Potential hydrogen. Get to alkaline. Yeah, let's get to alkaline. Once we get to alkaline, you then begin to see things different. Your eye open. Pop, pop, pop. You start to now open intuition. Those of you know what I'm talking about, nah? Yes. Then also those of us more in nature, because we're going to move back there as divine feminine rises. You see? Also, what's taking place in the news is all of these things, which are wild. It's the mind space. What are emotions? Emotions are linked to the element of water. If your water is imbalanced, your pH, your potential hydrogen off key, your hormones therefore, etc., etc., your organs are not singing a song. Organs, harmony. You see, you bam 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 boom bap. Oh sheesh. Wow, you see, so within you already, your cells are telling you a story. But we've been so dulled on the senses that we're not able to even our basic senses. So therefore, extrasensory perception is null and void. Ayisebenzi. You can't get there because it doesn't exist in your now moment. In the present, you are not there. Okay? Thokozani, Medusa, how you feeling? I know your questions are probably going wild, but let me finish off with this news, okay? Please share. Please continue to like. Thokozani. Also follow all the pages to keep up to date with everything the Law of Attunement teachings related, especially and some, okay? So that was that child who survived for 5 days in an enclosure for lions in Zimbabwe. Okay, well done, kid. But also that speaks to energy. That's why I went into it a little bit, because that speaks to his energy. A child is more closer to divine energy, so nature naturally will never harm it. See, it's in rhythm. Thokozani. Okay. So those of you in Ethiopia, my Ethiopian brothers and sisters, there's a volcano that's on high alert. Let us know some information. Also, that speaks to the element. You see, volcanoes also happening in Maui, Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. Cat, Lighthouse Portal. Please confirm with me that, because yes. Also, just to remind y'all, the topic is African problems need African solutions. But first, we're going through the updated news of today, as of the 3rd, Friday, the 3rd of January on this Gregorian calendar. Also, it puts us off. Yasfaga off. Our new year, la Mzansi, Southern Hemisphere, was 22-23 September. You see, that's why by the time it gets to April, May, you're already like, shit, this year is dragging. That's because we're already almost finished. Come on. You can feel it in your cells. But once again, I outlined this in my book. Luciferian false light programming will always glitch out your common sense. So goes. Okay, so fuck Bill Gates. Okay, there's something that's resurfaced. Okay, Bill Gates and Bati Pfizer, okay, they did an experiment in the late 90s, and this experiment was in Nigeria. I'm not too sure where. Starts with a K though. And then that resulted in the death of 11 youth, as well as the maiming, as in harming of, how many did they say? There was undisclosed number of people who now came back and they realived this lawsuit or whatever the case, but they injured, man. They 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗, like they're not correct now. From this 𝑚jovo, from 𝑝hfiza. Dangerous and unethical. So this is 20 years later, okay? And they're speaking out apparently in a documentary. So for those of you who are tapped in, please let me know about that documentary. I'd love to do a little bit of a stitch on that, okay? So this is a little bit of a, right there. This is what they said. I got what one of them said. One of the survivors. It just said survivor, okay? So 𝙂𝙗 was administered on me and I couldn't move my leg. The other shrunk and dried up. It damaged my organs. They killed my hormones that were meant for growth. So this was the actual, from the survivor of who was given that experimental 𝙦𝙦𝙦. Just like what happened in the pandemic. That was also experimental. So you can also cleanse from that. You don't have to be fearful, but you must act very quickly. Remove it from your system because, yeah, stories for different days. Okay, so this is what's taken place 20 years later. Yabo? See, Luciferian false light programming can play the long game. They've done it through our blood crystal, our ancestors, who are us in the flesh. You see? So we're going to get into this now because that was just the news for us. As you know, Baba Lex has to now get us onto apples with apples. Instead of apples with a pear, mangoes, apples with a watermelon, we're now on the same frequency. So we can have this frequency, not a conversation. It's a verse, a song, a poem, if you will. Thokozani. Right, let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, let me know how y'all are feeling. You need to now begin to start to ask yourself, how are you feeling when you check in upon rising? Also, those of you who send me good morning, you can begin to now block yourself. Block yourself, because there's no, that's juxtaposing your cells. You're lying to yourself. You can't be good and mourning. What are you mourning? Unless you're on the toilet pushing dust. Keep on my demon. You know? You know what I mean? We need to now, you grand risings, you know, top of the AM, top of the rising. Elevate yourself through your cells. You are a programmer, as I outline in my book of teachings, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. And also, we are now going to kick into our lesson today. We've already done the intro, housekeeping, African energy for 2025 and 2026. Let's do that. Let me give us some little bit beans for what to look out for in terms of those on the path. Okay, so African problems need African solutions. Right. Okay, what does that mean? But first, what have y'all been feeling? Also, what have you been seeing happening, taking place? Not just with 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, government, but also within yourself. What's been taking place? Really? Because everything that you are is in darkness constantly, unless you open yourself up. So which means that's chaos. Yes, it also means it's creation. Creation, destruction. That's the GD. And then the O is operator, or operator or organizer. So that's the GD for the O in God. You see, it's an acronym. Generator, operator, destroyer of your cells and yourself. I put this in the book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. It's the foundation, so that you begin to operate from a gnosis. I know, not I believe. Okay? Because a belief means that you don't know what's going for what. Young Todd. So as you begin to shift, it's a gradual shift. It's very painful, yes. As you come out of the programming, it's tough. It's like if you try and squeeze, I need to be careful with these examples. Baba Lex, boy. Okay. It's forcing. Okay. You're trying to put a big thing through a small hole. Behave yourself. Okay. So that doesn't exist. When you force, all that takes place is pain, but a pain with no resolution. It's until. And then the more you continue, you're putting yourself through trauma. You're re-traumatizing. See? That's what we do to ourselves. Unless you become in the know, now, here. Nowhere becomes now here. When you become in the present moment. Every now must be nowing. You must be continuously nowing. Now and now and now and now. You see? You must be a moving now moment, because that's how you become a conscious aware awareness, or inconscious aware awareness, and then you're consciously aware of your gift, because that's where you receive it in the present. Simple. Simple. The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. It's already out. Pre-orders are going to be, the details are coming out. Okay, so stay up to date with all of the social medias. Lex stays liquid everywhere, and also the Lighthouse portal 7.11. All right, all of the information will be there. Also follow at Lex stays liquid. Subscribe, YouTube channel. All of these teachings are there. These are beans, Jack, Jane, Thabo, Tandek, for you to go and grow your beanstalk. Put this information in formation. Okay, continue with your research. All right, and then take it from there. Thokozani. So now this energy that's been going through us, it's because the sun is not only releasing UVA, UVB, but UVC rays. Those of you who are heavily engaged in Luciferian false light programming, okay, what is assimilated in your guts, okay, your solar plexus, is you're experiencing a lot of dis-ease in the body. In your body, outside, especially now since it's summertime, you're feeling a lot of uncomfortability. What is that? You're feeling very comfortable outside. What's happening? I'm asking. Just. What is that? Because if you know it all, then tell Baba Lex, I'm asking you now. Don't come through with Luciferian mole programming. It's because my... Explain. Give me a why. And why do you feel this way? Why do you feel out of your body? Why do you feel like you don't know who you are? Why do you feel sometimes spaced out? Why do you feel sometimes the time just back, jig, forth, blah, blah? Why do you feel that all the time you can't seem to get things right? Something's just not quite. What is that? I'm asking you because this will allow you to solve. African problems need African solutions. Baba Lex, thank you. Of course, you're welcome. Now, put that share button up, okay? Put that like button up so that we can feel the energy of sharing. Ubuntu, okay? This is part of the solution. Baba Lex gave you the solution from the kickoff, okay? From the kickoff. Spirit of Ubuntu has left us. I don't know where Spirit of Ubuntu is. Izandla ziyagezana. What happened? This is what we have to ask when we do shadow work. When we are cleansing these problems. Okay? You see, the fast is not only for the individual. It's for the collective. Okay? It's a conscious, consistent thing. You must now, with all of these glitches happening from that sun releasing UVC rays, also, especially, it's a detoxifier, cleanser, and a DNA mutator. Aha. Yes. So qondisa manje. Think now. But don't even think. Begin to know. Because your thoughts are not even yours. The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. I outline what this is. Also, check the lives on YouTube. At Lex Stays Liquid. If someone sends me another message, where can I, please, and share, okay? Once again, you must begin to know who you are, what you are, where we are at. Not what time it is, because the time is the time disappearing. Guys, yesterday was 2020. Bruh. Am I the only one who's now here, or is everyone still poisoned from the needlecraft? Huh? Plandemic. Everything now is a plan. Watch out for 25. There's another plan in play. That's where I'm going to leave that there. So now, you now have a bean for you to go and grow your beanstalk with this information. To go and now do research, maybe do some mourning about it. That's where you can have a good morning about your traumas as you release them in doing shadow work, in solitude, not loneliness, because you require the space to express which is coming out from the impression it made upon you. Simple. Okay? Especially between the ages of 0 and 7, the programmable ages. This is where a child doesn't listen to what anything says. You didn't listen. Shh, nothing. That faculty was switched off. What you did was you observed. Monkey see, monkey do. Isn't that the same? Don't know who brought that shit up. Okay? But once again, this is part of the programming. And I outline it in my book. But I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to tap into it because you must be aware that you have been programmed. We've all been programmed. Through what? Structured liquids. Structured water. Amniotic fluids. And also DNA. Genetics. Must I go on? You get the gist. But once again, pre-orders. The link will be available within the week. Okay? This is Friday the 3rd of January 2025 on this Gregorian calendar. Ugh. That calendar needs to go, especially for Tina. That's one of the solutions to our African problems. We're on the wrong calendar. Spirit of Ubuntu, number 1. We're on the wrong calendar, number 2. These are solutions. I'm giving the solutions first. So that if you're tired or ungavaya manje, because your children are going to watch this one day and look at you and say, but why didn't you also? So you must make decisions also for yourself. Whatever you perpetuate, whatever you continue is a trauma. Guess what? It will be passed through your blood crystal, through your DNA, through your genes. So the suffering that you are and you don't cleanse it, you will, by default, throwing it to the next generation. That's why we're here now. Aha. African problems. Aha. Need African solutions. Aha. See? Duh. All right. So now as we continue, the latest fuck shit that's been happening to us is, number 1, we have to identify what the problems are. I said already 2 solutions, 2 clean, clear-cut solutions. Spirit of Ubuntu with yourself first and your immediate, whatever. However that looks. Begin to re-aliven the spirit of Ubuntu. First things first, as the first law of attunement says, cleanse thy vessel regularly. Make fasting a lifestyle. Okay? And structured water. Structure your water. Once again, it's just purify it. I'm going to be doing some workshops, but you can also do this yourself. Just do research. Okay? Begin to take your cells seriously. Yourselves. pH. Potential hydrogen. Are you in acidosis, cooking continuously? Or are you a little bit nice, alkaline, balance, homeostasis, yes, no brain fog, steady, focus, able to, creativity, energy, vitality, tapping into other things, okay? Different, completely, all right? And also, if you have questions, please ask. I will get my beautiful moderator to write those questions down, and then at the end, because this is imperative, I'm taking my time here for a reason. This is going to be one of my lengthier teachings. So those of you who cannot stay, thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by. But this is serious. Those of you serious on a Friday night, and you on the journey, especially the journey to remembering who you are. This already will make more sense. Okay? African problems need African solutions, and this is through as explained through my teachings, the Law of Attunement Teachings. Okay, not just book 1. Book 1 is the foundational and the lick of it. All right, 2, 3, and then possibly a 4 and 5. Okay, depending on what needs to be put out there. Okay, what needs to be grounded for a utilizable now, future now. Okay, that all makes sense when you're cleansed. This will also be skibberish. It might be gibberish to you if you backed up. You blocked up, you got traumatized up, you the whole design, other side spectrum of wellness. You're in dis-ease. Seen? And dis-ease, 9 times out of 10, kicks off in your guts. Okay? Because we've been programmed by Luciferian false light programming, as I outline in my book. Lucifer, light bearer. False light, aka an example, you've got blue light at night. Going through your black holes and not allowing you to register the hormones to put you in circadian rhythm. Okay, but circadian rhythm comes from melatonin. Okay, which is melanin. It's us in abundance. You see. Hence why we require our own solutions. Okay, and these solutions entail. One of them was Spirit of Ubuntu. Okay. Realign that within yourself. All right? And then begin to cleanse yourself. Begin to cleanse your vessel regularly. Even if you don't follow my method, my 72-hour water-only full moon fasting method, which we do every full moon without fail. All right? It's either you do that, you inquire about that with myself, or you do your own thing. Because once again, since that UVC rays are a detoxifier, a cleanser, and also a DNA mutator, they're mutating our DNAs, guys. Siyashintsha. We're changing. Do you know what that means, Linda? Tyrone? Tabo? Tandeka? Do you know what that means? Us mutating in DNA means that we are shifting. We're becoming something else. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's nothing to be worried about. It's nothing to be afraid about. Okay? It's something to actually be intrigued, be interested about. How are we shifting? And what actually is that shift? Okay, because these problems are not going to go away. There's no Sky Daddy, hero worship, savior worship anymore, any longer. We cannot engage in that. It's childish. Okay, Sky Daddies don't exist. Okay, they can exist in your life, in your realm, no problem. Same thing with everything else. If you want to be a sodomite, if you want to do these other wild things, do them in your that side there. Don't infiltrate other people's minds and spaces. And you see, this is what the issue is. It's not what you do. It's where the fuck you're doing it, man. You know, you got to now know where you're at. You need to become gnosis of who you are, what you are. And also in 2025, we're going to begin to know more and more what we are, who we are, and where we are. The time is off. We're on the wrong calendar. That's the third solution. Stop following the Gregorian calendar. Okay? That's detrimental not only to just your cells and yourself. It's detrimental to everything that you're doing. Oops, I sent the wrong invite to someone. If I sent you an invite, don't join. Wow, this thing is crazy. I'm teaching, don't join. If I sent you an invite, don't join. I'm going to kick you off immediate. No chats. This thing is crazy. If I send you an invite, don't join. Please. Okay. So now, as we're attempting to raise with the frequency, that raising of frequency in the sun, the UVC rays, is vibrating our cells. So as it's taking out your DNA, it's unraveling our DNA. How that looks, how it's, the impression, that's what the impression is, okay? And what it requires is you need to be in a certain state of being. Mind, state of being, body, state of being. You need to be, and then your spirit, meaning your breath, respira, spiral, must be in an upward spiral, not a lower spiral. So your high spirits, see, you must be in joy. I got joy in my heart. No, you see, you need to be on that frequency so that when this energy hits, and it's continuously hitting now, also you can see by the natural disasters or the weather, it's extreme. Even look outside, it looks like Armageddon some places. Color here, go, 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 go. What is that? That lightning bolts. What is that thing? Wow, powerful. And if you're outside and it manages to make contact, depending on who you are and what you are, especially Tina, you can either absorb that and let it go through you and be the earther for it, or it will disintegrate you. It will pop you. Pop your shoes off. Ka ka ka. Serious. I'm serious. Okay? Once again, we're an initiated Sango. Okay? We know these things. Also a liquid alchemist. An alchemist also just. What we're doing now when we're shifting ourselves and becoming in reception, especially what I point out in the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1 Foundation, is that we can assimilate into what we must be in the now moment, for whatever come what may. So instead of the waves hitting you, you be the wave. You are the wave. When you be the wave, you be in a state of being, therefore making honey. Only bees can make honey, right? You see that one? So now, as you're on this frequency, okay, you're beginning to now talk to yourself and your cells in every now step, because you're nowing. You're present everywhere. You're not scatterbrains. You're not depressed or in anxiety, trying to control the future, or trying to remember the past, or trying to change the past, trying to change that shit, the past. You're not there, you're here now. But that entails you cleansing. Also, all of our problems, which we're trying to identify right now, I mean, I'd love some of you to identify inside the chat if you want to get involved here, okay? Because we are live. Once again, guys, this will go on a replay, a repeat, and this is an opportunity for you to be a part of something which is going to be massive. The Law of Attunement Teachings are going to be massive because they're simple and they're good for us. They're only going to assist us to remember exactly who we are in every now moment. Thokozani. Okay? We are original beings. We have the closest to original DNA. Okay? I'm going to say that we have, apparently. I'm going to keep it there for educational purposes only. Because of, you know how people get funny. So here, this episode, this teaching specifically is for my peoples, for Africans. Okay? All of us. Whether you're on the continent or not. Because African problems need African solutions. Okay? That's all. We must begin to protect ourselves. Remember, we're coming from a place and a space of well-known slavery. Okay? But we're still here. No one ever asked, well, how come we always just still here? No matter what come what may, we manage to just be available. Don't you ask yourself that? Baba Lex is going to tell you why. Because we're original beings. Thokozani. We are original beings. What color, what shade is created when you mix all the colors of the rainbow with each other? Black. Darkness. Darkness in metaphysical teachings, also outlined in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, darkness is either creation or chaos, or both, and both. Depending on your level of consciousness, you can interact with this. Once again, you are in darkness. Everything that you are is in darkness. It's operating either in creation or chaos, or both, and both. See? Which means you plant seeds in the soil. You don't plant seeds outside. Simple. I outlined this in the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1, so that we are here with apples and apples instead of pears and apples, pears and watermelon, etc., etc. We're now on the same foundation, so that there's no spirit of confusion, confuculation, confused, fucked up, brain fog, dizzy, and undulated. Confuculation. Shout out Lighthouse Portal 7.11. Okay. So now, when we're identifying these problems, for us as Africans, we must identify them in the body, in the mind, and especially emoyeni, in the spirit. Right. Once we identify where they are, aka getting to the root, we can then uproot that false light programming. That's that Luciferian false light programming in there. We're looking to get that ish out. Okay? See? But the way to get that stuff out is to now begin to take my fast, my advice over here, or not, the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. The first law is cleanse thy vessel regularly. Make fasting a lifestyle. Conscious consistency. So, in other words, that looks like intermittent fasting, eating with the sun. Okay? Nina. So, you don't wake up first thing. And you see? Wake also. Wake is someone's death. See? Good morning. No. Grand rising. As you rising, ne? Mauvuga. When you up. Yes. Don't immediately put in programming into your guts. But once again, you yourself individually must figure out your life. Whether yes, this can be done. What is this? What is the way to blah, 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 blah. Everybody in their own garden. So tend to your own garden. Okay? So this is simply beans of information. So you put in your formation. Okay, where the shoe fits, make it run. Where it doesn't, don't. Duh. That's common sense and also emotional intelligence. Thokozani. This is what we're seeking to achieve also with my book of teachings, my first book, the Law of Attunement Teachings. Because your common sense will always be overridden by programming. Luciferian false light programming. Okay? And I outlined this in my book. So now for us as Africans, as we're continuing with African problems need African solutions. We've identified that, number one, problems are stemming from spirit, emoyeni, mentally, emotionally, as well as in our body. This also, now in the body, let's go with emoyeni, spiritually. Now let's actually go back. Let's do a little bit story time. Okay. Let's do a little bit story time. Right. Once upon a time, on the continent of Mama Africa, there were just beings of a melanated nature. Those beings used to be in harmony with nature. Everything was seasonal. As the sun never went down, at that moment, things changed. And then something was introduced where now the sun had a partner. The sun had a partner now called the moon. And then life continued as it did. From being in rhythm with the sun, soul, now becoming accustomed, attuned to night or moon, emotions, our waters began to change form. As we form, become a form. So on this continent, we were not always physical. Not just this continent, in existence. However, everything has its place and space. So as we continue with the story, as these forms began to take form in formation, they began to assimilate through a grand womb, a portal, as beings. From this were birthed original beings. Original beings were of a jet black nature. Only. So, in that story right there, you can see that creation, because of melanin, because of all the colors, collapsed into themselves, which means not just the light possibilities, it's the life possibilities, collapsed into itself. That means that all of the African problems are caused by ourselves. We are the ones who selected, whether that was by choice or by coercion, or all of the above, to engage in what we started to thought was good. Remember, thinking was not a thing. Thinking, as I put out in my book, is simply you attempting to validate what you don't know. Simple. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Baba Lex got you. Thinking is simply you attempting to validate what you don't know. See? Do it. I'll give you a few seconds. Try. Thinking is simply you attempting to validate what you don't know. Listen, that's in your cells. Do you? Telling you. Right. So now that we've identified that it's been a process of colonizing the mind, but first colonizing the spiritual beliefs. See? The enter things such as religion. Okay? Enter things such as a monetary system. We never also used to have a monetary system. We never also used to have gender power relations. We had gender relations. That is a different board game. The women in our, just of recent, African spirituality, when we were still tribes, okay? Still communities, common unity. Some of them are still available. We were still practicing the spirit of Ubuntu. This is from the Nguni people. It's a bunch of. So right now it's all just segregation by design. You see? It's to enforce this Luciferian false light programming. Remember, all of us are of the same thing. And also we come from the same place. Remember, we said all life and light possibilities come from one mother, one womb man, not Atom's rib. That's nuts. We now need to be emotionally intelligent. So if you want to look at what God looks like in the flesh, or the closest representation, it will be a black, jet black female who is highly conscious, highly emotionally intelligent, also highly, she's probably then able to levitate and things and do other things. If you had to witness her in the flesh now and not have a spirit or anything of negativity, she doesn't have Oshun, goddess, blah, blah, the wrath, blah, blah. She's cleansed that. You see, also those of you practicing those things, it's also witchcraft, because it's glitching your alchemy, your inner earth, your inner waters. Remember, your inner earth waters is your earth. This you body as above so below. This is earth element is the body. So they must take you at all of the elements. They've been taking us at all of the elements. Hence why we have so many African problems, because they've done eons upon eons of inserting programs. You see? As they insert these programs, they leave us dazed. We get dizzy. And then as we don't cleanse them, we think that they're fine. We pass them through with genetics. Yeah. So as it expresses here, and we're seeing it now with the mental health issue. We're going to jump in there next. But first, the body. You see, the body must be first destroyed, colonized. That's what colonization is. It's taking over your common sense, your natural rhythm. Your melanin is hijacked. I was there. Melanin, cleanse. Conscious consistency, you must cleanse it. You must remove from your body that which is from your earth. Remove from your earth that which is hindering, blocking your ascension. Okay? I've got a question here. Let me just jump into that. This is Devin. Thokozani, brother. How you feeling? Where are you tuning in from? So what is so important by the number 3? Every number is important. What numbers are, 0 to 9, is sacred geometry. It is pretty much the bridge which is between the other realms and you. Your higher self. When you sing, I know you see 1111, oh wow. You see triple oh. You see oh. It's not just the thing where you just blah blah blah. It's an actual attunement. The Law of Attunement Teachings. Book 1. It's an attunement to, that's why when those are taking place, it's an instruction to your cells. Through yourself. See? Beautiful question. So the number 3 specifically is my path number. Okay? I'm not going to get into numbers now. It's not the place for it. But once again, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel at 𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙥. And also check the Instagram channel at 𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙥. There's plenty content free for you to have a good time to play in higher consciousness. That's what we do here. Also, this live exclusive is not just for the live. It's the pre-order. The link is coming out in about a week or so. Now, in this week, we're going to try and make that, as quick as possible. Because we're already having some requests. So please do contact myself or the Lighthouse Portal 7.11 Thokozani. So moving through, you see our bodies now with especially the solar plexus. This is where the programming is slapping us. Okay? This is where the programming is doing things which are off key. Because we are so used to taking what they say is health. Who is telling you? Where are they telling you from? A house, a mansion in blah blah, but they're a PhD. What color is their melanin? Also, our melanin, let's watch out. We are our own worst enemies. I know, Thokozani. Yes, Devin. Yes, no problem. But yeah, get tapped into sacred geometry. It relates to you. Where now? It can give you simply instruction. You'll know exactly what's going for what. If you get certain numbers and you're at a certain place, especially relating to you, you will know automatic. 9 times out of 10. But remember that mechanism is an extrasensory perception. You strengthen that by being clean, by being cleansed, by not having Luciferian false light programming infiltrating your common sense. See? The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. Okay? Pre-orders are available, guys. Make your pre-orders. Alright? But then shipping will be commencing in February. Okay? Because remember, it's independent. So Baba Lex is handling this from my hands to your heart. Simple. No in-between false light programming. Seen? Seen. It's all the way through. You seen? Okay? Here's we got another question. I love it, guys. Let's go. I need to understand my frequency. How to, though? This is from 𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙥. Thokozani for that question. Beautiful. You need to know your frequency by fasting. Structure your waters. Become consciously consistent in your actions for you. Remember, the reason why you feel the way you feel and brain fog and weak bones, you've got dis-ease, discombobulation, dysfunction, ladies in the womb, cystic fibroids, all of that, or PCOS, all of that stuff, excuse me, is because the programming is glitching what's meant to be taking place naturally. You see? Okay, and we've got another question. Thokoza for that question as well. Okay, so to follow your frequency fast, or begin to know first begin to know yourself, but first remove the old false light, the old programming, the way you believe. That's how you can see false light. It's stuck in belief. Write belief down. There's a lie. Okay, I always ask people to write it down. You know, for once, Baba Lex got time today. So let me do it for you, my loves. Okay? Baba Lex got some moments over here. Because this teachings is imperative for Tina, for us. You heard me? What is that? What is that? See? Okay? So now, this question, we're not in the age of Aquarius already. That's a beautiful question. So yeah, we'll get to that now in a second. So, you know, we have to remove the beliefs, but you remove that by removing the programming. By taking a fast, not my fast. Begin to separate yourself from what you engage in. People, places, and things included. So that you can have a clear, like, all right, whenever I go around there, whenever I do that, whenever I'm I then now know, because my body's not only telling me, by a intuition, hey, next thing, yes, I shouldn't have gone there, get fucked up. See? Things like that. You then begin to now trust your intuition before you know who you are. You see, you must unlock these levels. Because remember, you've been born, we've all been born into Luciferianism. We're all practicing Luciferianists. False light bearing. That's all. Because false light is artificial. It's inorganic. What are we being introduced more and more and more? Us, especially us, that's how we're getting colonized in the body. Through the programming. Blue light. See, for example, the more programming you have in you, the more you need. See? Addiction. Oh. See? Ooh. Craving. Oh. What is that? See? For example. See? So all of this, we must now begin to be emotionally intelligent. How? Cleanse the vessel. You will know. I'm telling you. Check out my channel as well for my journey through fasting. Okay? It's very funny because I was seeing flames at the other in the beginning. Boo! Yeesh! Keep it programming. Yes. To take out when you go on the journey, guys. I'm letting you know now. Okay? It is painful. Especially because those around you, those that you love, will be what? Laughing at you. They'll be thinking, you'll be wild also. A lot of these things are going to take place. Be aware. Okay? Thokozani, we have reached, I think it's over 10k likes. Thokozani, please continue. These teachings, which means are powerful, potent. Even if you don't see it today, when you see it in that now, future, now moment, Thokozani, send Baba Lex a message. Let me know how I've assisted you. Just in the knowing, okay? Because you too know, okay? You're my brother, you're my sister, okay? And guess what? Those other things, the programming is not here to save you. I'm telling you. Okay, so with that being said, On to this next question, question 2. Are we not in the age of Are we not in the age of Aquarius already? Are we not in the age of Aquarius already? Yes, we are. We have arrived in the age of Aquarius, in that now we're in it's a bridging phase. As the old world is crumbling, as you can see, right? Because you can't build new things on a rickety bridge, on a rickety foundation. What are you doing? You see? We now need to allow what needs to take place, but that also means in you. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. So as all of this is taking place, the great cleansing, so are you great cleansing. Us, as melanated beings, we are great cleansing. But our great cleansing, especially through the body, which is the toughest, is our ancestral trauma. Our generational trauma. So now that generational trauma is hindering us from 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙗. It is imperative that we move from a clear knowing, not with other programming from other melanated shades. Okay? I'm not going to call any race anything. Once again, these programs had to be inserted through generations. Not just generations, lifetimes. Not just lifetimes, in eras. By eras, I mean in eons. So this has been a step in conditioning. As I outline in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1, what is conditioning? The human condition. The human condition is your inner environment. Your human condition, your environment will determine by default how you behave. You see? So the human condition, as a Scientologist, a Luciferian false light practitioner, as well as we are, unless we recognize it and begin to cleanse it, right, is that you will never get to a conclusion. You're always doing theories and theorems. Your belief. See? You're always playing over here in a lie because you believe. See? As we are ascending as a peoples, this is what Mama Africa rising is. It is the emotional intelligence, but EQ, emotional quotient. Okay? Because look at this. As adults, we are grown by 13, 12, 13, 14, even now 10 now, 9 even in some cases. Okay? As that is the case, emotional, maturity is, wow, it's neglected. Okay? It's neglected, and it's shunned because it is the plan. It is the programming. Remember, we're in a patriarchal system. What does that mean? Patriarchal system means that us as Africans, Tina, we used to be in a matriarchal system. Thokozani. A matriarchal system, meaning that we never were run by paper. Paper is fake. Okay? Paper is the illusion. That is what keeps us dazed in the days. We have abundance. 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗. There's everything that you require whenever we require it. But since the program is embedded so deep, and also we've removed ourselves from nature, from umama. Mama wants to help us. See? Mama wants to help us. I outlined this in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. Okay? We now are in a space, as we go into this age of Aquarius, this is the phase where you must begin to focus on you, beloved. Siswam, Putwam, Bafo, Sis, Youngson, Ndlovukazi. All of y'all, all of us, all of we, because we on a higher consciousness is me, and me is we. Common unity, Ubuntu. You see, that must first be an Ubuntu with yourself, a unification. Unify yourself and yourselves your CELLPH, cellular hydrogen, cellular potential, cellular potential hydrogen, pH. Are you in acidosis, your cellular potential, or are you in alkaline, your cellular potential? Okay, that potential will either allow you for growth in your chaos of darkness, for chaos or destruction, or creation. You see, it's right here, because unless you open yourself up, you're in darkness. See, it's all in the book. I have a beautiful question. What are the ties between Lucifer and the great Caesar? There's no such thing as great Caesar. That's all a story. It's fairy tales. That's why we don't mention any of that here. It's irrelevant. If you want to be a scientist, once again, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not saying it's incorrect, but you're going to get to what I'm saying to you anyway, through knowing your cells. You don't need to know all of that. That's adding. That's how they got us here. Remember, they program things in you. There's plenty of quote-unquote choices, but it's about your selection amongst the choices, because choice is simply an illusion. There's not really any choice. What the choice is you. Select you, your cells, and then the rest follow. Automatic. You see, we've been taught backwards. Beautiful question. It's a glorious question, my brother Thokozani. You see? And in that fashion, this is where the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1, comes in. Okay? Because it allows you to take the information and put it in formation. Okay? So Lucifer, from the scripture of the Bible, because that is an allegory, it's a story of also the physical trip that it takes your cerebral spinal fluid up 33 vertebrae and is crucified in Calvary, Golgotha, your skull. Story done. You can continue with that being, for example. Also, it's an allegory for what you are capable of once you release the programming. But once again, it's also, religion is an arm of Lucifer himself or itself as a programmer, being that he was or it was an angel. It had the spark of source, which we all have as eternal soul, spirit, breath. You see? So that connection which is severed means it's inorganic. So it needs artificial. It needs a trauma. It needs fear. It needs all of these arms so that you engage with them. Once you engage with them, then gives rise to what we call the 7 deadly sins. And then you become a practitioner of Luciferianism. See? So we're all born Luciferians. Wow, Baba Lex, boy. Yo, Baba, sheesh. Oh, wow, yeah, that energy went through my neck. Oof. Yeah, that's truth for you. That's how truth hits. And if you don't have a clear vessel, this is also what's happening naturally. Our spines are realigning. Remember, it's a grid, your grid, and it connects to your organs and therefore chakras. You see, so as everything is trying to realign, attune, you see, not just alignment, you're becoming attuned. So here's the book of teaching, here's the beans. As you're attuning, the more blockages, fears, traumas, things that are left unturned, the skeletons in your closets. Hey, Devin, my brother. You see, those things, they impact your growth because you locked. You see, in a belief, because there's a lie in between. Read between the lie. See? The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1, is amazing. But once again, that's how we identify the problem in the body. That was nice. But then we also tapped into the mind a bit, but also spirit. But mind is where enter mental health issues. You see? All right? I'm going to take a quick toilet break. So please give me about 2 minutes. 2 minutes? Yeah, I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible. Thokozani. Also, get your notes out. We are continuing. Moderator, please answer some questions, ask some questions. And also, we are going to be continuing into the multidimensional colonization of us. That is where the problems begin, of African problems, with the colonization of our entire beingness. But we identified it in the body, we identified it in the mind, and also the spirit, okay, in our breath. in our tongue, in religion, okay, in politics, in money. These are all different types of witchcraft. Okay, it's Luciferian false light programming, which is a confusion because it's not meant for life. It's a fast track to death. Okay, Thokozani. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Let me be quick. Leave the water there. 𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙦. Appreciate, love your patience. Okay. Let's see how many we have in the house now. Yeah. And on the replay, I'm gonna put a note so that you guys can fast forward. Okay. We've got a question from Devon. If the mothers are the closest to God, then what is the role of our fathers? Beautiful question. That is from Devon. Thokoza, brother. The role of fathers is guidance. It's protection. Not only protection physically, but protection in terms of in the body. Okay? Allowing the space, creating spaces of creation. So, in other words, direction. Okay, you cannot be confused in the masculine frame. You yourself as a masculine, especially as an African man, you cannot be confused. But what's confusing you is the programming, Luciferian false light. You see, you're releasing dopamine when you're not meant to. You releasing zinc in the wrong place. You metabolizing the wrong things at the wrong times. See, so as you continue to do this, your cells fight you. So therefore, you embody also from the plastics. We become feminized. You see, I speak about this in the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Okay, that we've become feminized. And there's an experiment, a science experiment that they do on YouTube. I don't know if they've taken it down, but check that shit out. What they do is they do a test of this one type of phthalates. They call them phthalates. I'm not sure of the spelling, but phthalates. Go and do your research. Okay? And these things turned straight frogs gay. Bruh. So if that's taking place in frogs, what's then taking place outside? Remember, in your tap water as well, there's high levels of things such as fluoride. Okay? That interacts with our hormonal imbalance. Why do you think us are having erectile dysfunctions, we're having brain fogs? Because the testosterone is not there. We're highly estrogenized. Look at the bellies. Y'all who love drinking ipiri, I was there. Biri is the quickest way to becoming a bitch. Nas, quickly. You also gain tits, bitch tits. You see, you become very weak-minded. You get brain fog. You also have a lot of blood problems. Your blood crystal is poisson at that stage. You see, so when you're exhibiting such things and you're not cleansed, there's nothing you can do outside. I mean, yes, you will to a certain degree, but let me tell you something. There's going to come a knock, a little scratch. That thing, remember, as we say, it's about yourself and your cells. The law of attunement. Attuning to yourself. You go to sleep with you. You arise with you. Every day become more painful. Yes or no? See? Thokozani, that was a beautiful question. So we all have a mission. We all have to embody what we are. We mustn't now try and change ourselves. Chop off your tits, chop off your dick. And switch into something else. That's spirit of confusion. Remember, that's Luciferian. Remember, that's also Baphomet. Okay? That's just the bean. Also, it's in the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Pre-orders are available. Just follow the pages at Lex Stays Liquid everywhere, especially Instagram and YouTube. Subscribe, follow, and the details will follow. Also, follow the Lighthouse Portal 7.11. The Lighthouse Portal 7.11. Thokozani. Next question. Can you please give us some seeds, some beans on quantum strolling versus quantum leaping? Quantum leaping versus quantum strolling. Also, quantum is a misnomer because quantum simply seeking, the Scientologists, the Luciferians, seeking to explain already what is explainable by nature. Remember, organic versus inorganic. Okay? Organic versus inorganic means that it's nature versus artificial. Artificial intelligence is looking to be birthed, but also it's looking to be embodied, embedded within you, within us. That is cyborgs. You know, putting a chip in your dome, in your king's dome. That's where we now need to start to be. Because you make the selection of the choices, which are all illusions towards more death. See, that's Lucifer. It's false light programming. It will tell you that it's great. It will show you, yes. It will help you, yes, but it will bring you back 50%. And then at the end, from 50%, another 50%, so you be at 25. And then from there, you see, that is pharmaceuticals. That is the food. That is the programming, the water, that alcohol. All of this creates the cesspool for us not to be able to ascend, okay? So quantum leaping means that you're assimilating the energy for ascension. You are doing a DNA activation. So when you're leaping, you're meaning that you're bypassing. Or you're getting bamboozled. You have to take more rest. You get more ascension symptoms, such as dizziness, vertigo. It can look like or express as tiredness, extreme fatigue. It can express as high energy and then crash. You know, it can express as, oh, you feel fasted, you don't feel like eating. This is natural pulses of the energy. They express because of the impression. Since you're confused in days in the weekdays, because by the weekend you're weekend, okay, you don't know what's going for what. Hence the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1, seeks to allow you to tap into yourself, your cells, CELLPH, potential hydrogen, okay, Tina as melanated beings. Africans have African problems. Hence an African solution is also taking my fast, my 72-hour water-only full moon fast. What this does is it attunes you to what? Your emotions. Which element governs your emotions? Those of you who've been watching, those of you who've been on the journey, those of you who are doing emotional intelligence work, those of you doing shadow work, okay? Which element governs emotions? Water. Thank you. The Lighthouse Portal, thank you. But you don't answer questions because you know quite a bit. And you know I know. Allow them to play. This is playing in higher consciousness, okay? Because no answer is dumb. No question is dumb. What's dumb is the programming that you put into ourselves. Into ourselves. Because then that's what cancer is. It's you being confused about who you are. Therefore, you attack yourself. Yes, it's in the mirror. See? You John Cena to yourselves. You see that one? Okay? So quantum strolling means that you're attempting to bypass lessons. So you will therefore reap karma. Meaning you will learn harder. Life will life you. In other words, that's what that looks like, young Todd. But then quantum strolling on the equal opposite. Remember, you must master duality first before you play in higher realms. Because here you're still playing with yourself. You're still playing in belief. You must master duality, belief, all of that there. And then therefore you can move into attuning to who you truly are. And knowing. Thokozani. You see? But if we all engaging with colonization things, it's impossible. Okay? It's mission impossible. Alright? So once again, it's a journey. And the journey is the one and only destination. On the journey back to remembering who we truly are. Okay? This is one of my quotes in the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Beautiful. Because that will ring true as truth does. Because like a lion, truth doesn't have to defend itself. You can hit it there and boom. This is what we do here. That's why most of y'all are starting now to stay and come and stay. I see y'all. I see you coming and going. Hey, just peep there. What's this crazy guy talking about? Yeah? Kuluma and lay out. But today is an important episode. Okay, it's an important teachings. It's an important, and that's a beautiful question. Okay, what are the links between red meat or any meat and aggressive behavior? That's from my brother Devin. Thokozani Bonabakhulu. Yeah, where you from? You from Jersey? Now you from Johannesburg, right? So that's Devin, Devon. And what are the links between red meat or any meat and aggressive behavior? I'm just going to ask you one thing. what is the process of getting that meat to that position of being packaged, or however it is there? What is that process? And is it nice? Would you wish it upon your worst enemy? Even the birthing, the growth, just the whole process. Ask yourself that, and then whatever it is, especially red, because red by itself, scientifically proven by Scientologists, you guys can take that bean and continue with, Luciferianism, but in nature, it will already tell you. Your guts, your cells, simple. If you want to be artificial, once again, make the selection, make the choice. What that does, okay, is we don't have the acids, us as melanated beings, Africans, no matter where you are, even if you're not on the continent, us as melanated beings don't have the stuff to assimilate that, because we don't have the genes for that. We're not genetically capable, or what we can, yes, but it leads to, look at how many mamas and Abu Baba, they have, the aunties and uncles have diabetes now, and high blood pressure. You think it's just sugar and shit? Come on. Baba Lex is giving you the beans. This is a deeper thing. It's deeper Luciferian false light programming. I put it out in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1, because we now must move away from belief, okay? Move away from belief, because in between it's a lie. And then now, we must now move into the age of knowing, which is the age of Aquarius. The golden age only takes place through once we begin to start to radiate that gold. We become sons and daughters of the sun. You see? We are the custodians of this wave, because we are the wave. Let me show you how, guys, okay? This is why African problems need African solutions. Okay? This is what they need. The Law of Attunement Teachings. Okay? Stunning. It's a beautiful Friday night. For those of you here for higher consciousness, welcome. Please, beautiful question, okay? So the links between that aggression is that since it can't assimilate, you're now pulling different elements from elsewhere within yourself. You're stripping yourself. So you are shortcutting. We shortcut ourselves, okay? Hence why, look at this. Why do certain things, external factors, itis, like you said, aggression, take place when we ingest these kind of things, not just the meat, or in certain places, also 𝙒𝙗𝙗, because they have a certain program path. This is in the book, but let me run it for you. Okay, that pathway makes a pattern. The pattern is sacred geometrical in nature. Once it's locked in, it becomes habitual. See, we program that in by repetition, repeating. You see, that's how they get it in the body. But first it must be in the mind. The thoughts. We never used to think, you see. So thinking is also a program. So is hunger. Hunger is also a program, because what is Luciferian false light programming? It's things which allow you, or force you, coerce you, make you crave, make you deranged into behaving like something that you're not. You act out. You act up. See? Yes, 𝙎𝙖𝙗𝙗. You now, you shake yourself from within out, violently. This is why there's dis-ease. And then when it's in the mind, it's discombobulation. It's confusion, spirit of confusion. Yeah? But it starts from the body, the solar plexus. I've also got this series on my YouTube channel. Soul, as in sun. The soul. Solar plexus and the soles of the feet. And their intricate interconnectedness. Wow. That's going to also help you with that. So the aggression through the meat, the red meat and any other meat that we experience, especially us as melanated beings. I'm going to be talking about us this episode. So this lecture as well. The aggression with us is that we're not naturally meant for that. So what it unlocks, like I said, we now start producing things by stripping. For example, we strip our copper, our carbon, Remember, we're carbon beings. When they say it's high carbon, we need to reduce the carbon footprint, they're trying to say us. They want to exterminate this thing. They want to take us out. They've been taking us out, right? They've been trying to eradicate us through things such as slavery. That's why these problems, and we acquiesced, we said yes. Those of us who sold souls, yes. That's how this took place. You see, not everyone agreed upon colonization. See? Not everyone was like, let's run that. Let's run that patriarchal system. But also it wasn't already boom bang patriarchy. See? It had to be programmed, click by lockstep, in different eras or eons, with a savior, a Yeshua, or a Buddha, or a Krishna, or a blah blah, or a 𝙃𝙚𝙝. Come what may, they can spew, so that you can be light-locked in a belief. And then, since it's not cleansed, it then generationally, by the fourth generation, that program is embedded. 4 generations ago, this what's happening now was hogwash. Hogwash. This what's taking place. Insanity. That's why ancestors turning in the graves. And they're turning in the graves through us. Through ourselves. That's why we have things like bad luck, generational curses. Wow. What is that? It's our waters. They are putrid. They are stagnant. Our cells. That is the genetics. Our imprint is still of slavery, is still of pain, is still of being controlled. And look at the system now. It's still pain. It's another level of slavery, another level of control, another... Wow. Sheesh. And then even west, we've got people like our brothers and sisters, is that they are now perpetuating because they are sold by the 7 deadly sins. See, the program's already at 7 deadly sins, but it had to kick off as, taste the sweet stuff. Nassas. You know, when you come from a fast and then you reintroduce certain programming and then it hits you at the jaws here, at the thyroid gland, where thyroxine and all of the beautiful hormones are produced for certain processes, especially the women. They have 3 lobes here. Yes, women, ladies? That's why you must take care. Iodine, especially, there's deficiencies. What does that lead? It cascades to other problems. Seen? Especially in the womb. Womb man. That is what the woman has above us as men. That is their power. It's nurturing. But now that they want to now even remove wombs, don't follow that unless you want to be artificial intelligence. But remember, once again, Baba Lex told you, artificial intelligence. Artificial is not intelligent, and intelligent cannot be artificial. Simple. Don't at me. Okay? Thokozani, you must take those beans and put it in formation. Alright? The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. Pre-orders out now. Please follow Lex Stays Liquid, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, everywhere. For also the updates. Alright? Shippings will start taking place in February this 2025 Gregorian calendar. King Sage, all the way from Florida. Yes, Miami, how's it going, brother? Princess Thokozani Bonabakhulu, how you doing out there? Where you from? Lily Locks rocks. Love that. Lily Locks, you rocks. Thank you for joining Thokozani. Please share. Yeah, do you have any more questions as we continue? You see, this is interesting and beautiful when we play in higher consciousness. Yabo, it's not just about the problems. That's why I did the problems first. Because we've done that. You see? We must now realize that there's celebrations taking place in other realms. Those of you who are tapped into yourself. Now, us, we know that our melanin is talking. It's saying other things, guys. At night, especially. What's taking place, guys? You see? What I'm saying is, what Baba Lex is saying is that we are remembering. We're remembering. Meme, in this beast of a language, they call Inglesias English. What we're remembering is remembering not only the pain that we must cleanse, not only the traumas, the suffering, because it's still happening today. I mean, come on, we're on hell. Yeah, hell is here. This is hell on earth, right here. You see? So now we must now recognize and remember that we didn't come here to suffer again. And also, anything of a physical nature is not going to work in a higher being, towards a higher being. I'm talking about a gun, knife. All of this stuff is going to begin to dissipate. But once again, you must unify. We must unify our Ubuntu. Spirit of Ubuntu is people, us people for each other. I am you because I am because you are. Okay? Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. Okay, so that is I am because you are, and it's because we are each other's mirror at all stages of any given stage or state. So even our brothers and sisters who are on the drugs, on the liquor, on the alcohol, there's no problem with that. What it is that melanin is attempting to do other things. Okay, remember, we can assimilate that UVC rays easy. Simple. But what is the environment like? Okay, we eat fast foods. Sure, Burger Kings, McDonald's, Amagwinya from the mamas. I'm not trying to take you out of business, guys, but that stuff is poison. What we do with that is it helps to suppress more of our traumas. Yeah. That stuff, it assimilates inside us, through the guts. So now, what do we always get when we do this family gatherings? We eat a lot of whats, okay, and then we all get the what. Starts with an I. Starts with an I. Throat Bender 28. Thokozani, that's a wild name. We get the itis. And you know what itis is? Look at this. Gastritis. Sinusitis. It's mucus backed up. This is what this stuff does to us. It backs us up even further. Stephen Mamasonia. Thokozani. Welcome. You see what it does to us, especially us, because our blood crystal, no matter what your blood type is, I don't care, or blood group, I don't care, our blood crystal, especially if we're of the continent, as we're born here, but still, even if you're generational, you 2, you 3, you 4, diaspora, okay, what's taking place is our melanins are beginning to interact with the sun. Remember, the sun is also a being. Devin says, I'm sorry with asking too much questions. I just love learning. This is why we're here, my brother. I would love you to ask more questions, especially of yourself. See, this is part of the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1, or the Law of Attunement Teachings. I was seeking to answer all of my childlike whys as a child. That's the shadow. That's the one we neglect. That's how we begin to build a shadow self. See? So when you can answer why, you're then not dazed. You're not confused, just yes. You see? And also, especially as a masculine male man in our vessels, we must now give direction. Remember, also outside, what are they doing to the black man is being trashed in society. There's no one who's going to give you a well done, even if you're doing the right thing. So it's not about that. You must come into your own. Watch, you see? Because as myself, I got onto this path not because of anything other than it's who I am. Hence why I'm always reiterating, especially to the gents that I coach through Conscious Men Community. Be who you are. Everyone else is taken, man. It's a conscious consistency. This is one of the mentorships. It's also conscious consistency mentorship, okay? This allows you, and accountability, big thing. We, us as people in general, we're not accountable. Remember, the programming is there. Luciferianism is there. We're born into it, sure. Now what? Because the elders, or the ones before us, are good at that. They're the ones who acquiesced. They were just like, you know what? We're just getting along to get along, so let's do it. Let's run that. And then we just hear like, but this is off key though. Bruh, what do we... Especially I'm at 2000, even though y'all are weird on vapes, and you need to stop that poison. It's deep. I speak about it in the book, but I'm not going to get into it here. Please begin to check yourself there. Please, Baba Lex loves you. You got a lot more to give. You're the ones creating Age of Aquarius. You're the ones who are going to ground it as a unit. See? Because you're coming in, you get what I'm saying? The next 10 to 20. And then the children from your generation in the next 20 years, so the ones from 2020s, right, they're going to be the ones to be able to sort of live a bit of it. They will have the choice, the selection of literally either 3D or 5D, off the cuff, in terms of consciousness and also way of life, which is unity, common unity, because we are unified in our cells and our self. Therefore, the environment provides the environment. It influences, especially in the age of Aquarius. The elements are moving from earth and water, down here, nice, boom, all the way to Aquarius, fixed air, so air and fire. Things are being cleansed, burnt. The element of fire, also the guts, that is where the fire... It's also in my book. This is where the fire element, because I teach us how to become elemental alchemists within ourselves. What is alchemy? Turning lead into gold. Okay? That is turning pain into power, pain into pleasure, etc., etc., etc. It's changing you from a carbon-based to a crystalline, light being based. Okay? This is a process, but you must be emotionally intelligent. You see, you cannot go further and play in higher consciousness when you still belief, when you still programs. Zig, 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 zig. It's like that. You're trying to enter. Zig, 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 zig. Wrong one. Zig, 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 zig. Oh, yes. You see everyone having a good time there, fifth dimension. You zig, 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 zig. Yes. Hey, yo, guys, no one can save you. This speaks to the savior mentality. Nobody gonna come. Christ's second coming speaks to the Kundalini rising. They call it Kundalini. Okay, Tina, there's no much things because it's a natural state. It's a thing that we are God given. Tina, okay, us. It's the process of the cerebrospinal fluid every month, without fail. It's a cleansing of your cells, your emotions, your emotional body. Okay, your cells, yourself, your bones, blood crystal, DNA becomes activated in certain manners and fashions. This is when the moon is in your sun sign. So now the new moon just now, but this is depending on where you are, you can name it what it is. But just even Western astrology, just that there, if you're looking at that, because this is now, okay, whatever the case, but just from that angle, you can see Uguti now the new moon was in Capricorn. In this area now, in December, according to Western astrology, it's Capricorn. Okay, what are the archetypes of Capricorn? Okay, Capricorn, very orderly. Okay, this is the positive aspects, attributes. Very orderly. Okay, very grounded. Meticulous. Yes, usually very caring. Okay, because they're very earthly. It's an earth sign. See? So this is the elements there and the archetype. So that new moon was in, but also there's a negative, which can turn into overthinking. Things like this. because of controlling, trying to control situations and things, because of your ability for order. You see? So all of this bang, 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 bang has its equal opposite, which is a mirror. You also have a mirror. So since that new moon now was in Capricorn, okay, those are the archetypal things. Where does it sit within you? According to wherever that is in your archetype. So that sort of order, blah, 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 that archetype in you, where in you? Is it going to be in your relationships? Is it going to be in your job? Or what you work as? How you present yourself to the world? How you see yourself? You see, these are just simply the archetypes where this energy can be like shining a light. And then that light is actually from within, which is the emotions. Moon day. Emotions, water. So if your water's imbalanced, your emotions showcase, off, gang, 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 gang. You're off, your brain fog is your best friend. See? So now, as we beginning us, Tena, to regain our power back, it must look like recognizing not only where we've been, fuck shit, showcase, but also there's people who sold our beings who look like us. And to this day, okay, black on black, it's what they say outside. Things such as that. With that in place, it's already Luciferianism in there, embedded. We must now recognize where we are programmed by regurgitating what someone told us or they told us to believe in, because they also don't know. Because remember, go back to you, yourselves, that child you who was asking why. For example, I put it in the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. What about those questions you asked as a child? Mommy, Daddy, why do we pay to live? Why do we, mama, all of those there will then now point you in a direction of, wow, I'm practicing Luciferianism actually. Shuts us. I'm on purpose going for death. Death culture. That's what it is. Okay? Devin says, I'm sorry for asking so many questions. Don't worry, brother. Like we say. Keep on keeping on. I hope you're learning some things. No. I know you're learning some things. Can you see the difference there? You see what I did there, Devin? So it was grand greetings, Cape Town Hebrew. The Hebrews are in here. Don't worry, bruv. I'm not laughing at you. Thokozani, we are melanated beings. We are actually original beings. We have closest DNA to what we call creation. Okay, and this is important. Okay, Penelope J. Taylor, how you feeling? How you going? Thokozani Lapu. It's a nice Friday night. You know, we brought back the lectures, the Friday night and the Monday night lectures and teachings, since the book is also out, and also by popular request. Y'all were like, you know what, I'm really fixing myself. And part of unlearning, especially for Tina, is not going to 𝙎𝙗𝙗. This is where we're going to get to 𝑚oyeni manje, spirit angle of identifying problems. And then the solutions also. But once again, I've already given all the solutions. One of the main solutions, cleanser. You don't have to take my 72 water only full moon fast, but also quit tap water. Structure your water, boil, filter, take it through a process, put it in a room, dark room, like what we do over here, with certain frequencies. Speak life. Even you are 70 to 90% water, as per the Law of Attunement Teachings. I say this, okay, I teach about this. You speak, you begin to become attuned. Since you're attuning your speech, you're speaking into your cells. By default, they will listen because they are not hindered by programming. You see, you have to be regularly in reception. You have to be nowing constantly. But if you're in programs, you're getting pushed and pulled. It's called scatterbrains. On different timelines. Young Todd, you see, you're nowhere. You're attempting to be now here. You see? That is a consciousness shift, and therefore the body shift. We came in spirit, mind, body, vessel, and we deprogram body, spirit, us body, mind, emotions, thoughts, spirit. And then from there we have a clear knowing. See? It's a crystal clear knowing for a reason. You see? Okay. Salute essay number 7, Lunico. Shout out to Lindiwe, we young MP. How you feeling out there? Thokozani Bo. It's a beautiful Friday evening. Please share this. If it is touching you somewhere, whether that's positive or negative, please share. Thokozani. This will be on a repeat on @LexStaysLiquid. This is on YouTube. It's my channel, as well as Instagram. All of my social medias @LexStaysLiquid. Okay, we've got KT4004 in the house. Thokozani. Also, it's me. It's.me.ari. How you feeling? Thokozani love. Yeah, I'm in Johannesburg. Yes, on Sunday the weather's gonna be wild. Please watch out, guys. All right, Gugu_777. How you feeling? That's lucky number 7. For those of you into numerology, astrology, especially for Tina, this master number Gregorian calendar year is now master number 9. So there's a lot of completions taking place. Completions within ourselves and our cells. What we must complete is all of this rubbish we've been practicing. Say goodbye. Say your final goodbyes to Al-Kul, because it's not hitting you the same. Al-Kul is starting to give you, especially the ladies, that womb crying. Kiki kiki. It's kikiing at you. Kiki kiki kala. Al-Kul is not sitting nice. Al-Ghul is also bringing other things, to then enter the mind space, and then allow you to act out, act up. You see, you're exhibiting a lot of childish behaviors, not just the feminine, but masculine, because emotional intelligence governed by emotions, governed by the element of water. So we must balance our waters. Simple. That's the wisdom. Wisdom, water. We put that together and we flow. We grow, we glow. See, we stay liquid. Hence, Lex stays liquid. It's stay ready. You don't got to get ready. No. That's preparation. So now, as this sun is bringing the UVC rays, guys, it's now interacting with ingqondo, dome. See, this is why mental health. But mental health, everything comes from the guts, as we said. So the body already captured by what you put inside. Remember, it's shown by your rhythm, because you off. You overly spike your insulin, your glucose. So this is the process of glycation. This is how you get old. Okay, do your research more further if you want to be a Luciferianist, but you will come back to this, because just get to know yourself. That is what all of that unnatural, inorganic, artificial is attempting to recreate us. Chemistry, Kemet, land of the blacks. It's right there. Don't at me if you don't know where you're at. And also, if you're not melanated, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not any fighting anybody here. We're doing our teachings. Thokozani. And this is to benefit everybody. I mean, look at it like this. Why do they manage Luciferian false light programming? Why do they manage to put us in things and name it different things and harvest our energy? Here they call it townships. Okay? Matchboxes where they pack black people in. Okay, us. Townships here. South America, favelas. In the US, projects. I mean, why? What is so scary about us? I'm asking. What's so terrifying about us? I'm not saying violence, because we've done that. We've tried that. Martin Luther King on that other side. Madiba, Steve Biko, Chris Honey, may they transition in continuation, because ain't no more rest in peace. Move. The spirits must go. This is what Emoyeni has been giving me. Okay? In higher meditational states. You see? is that we must let go of this which is keeping us. This is part of the programming. And it's also what we're putting in our guts. So now, emoyeni, when it's hitting us here, since our body's already infiltrated, it's already hijacked, up here, the rest is just, that's why mental health issues, okay? And also drug issues. There's a lot of drug issues taking place. This is for educational purposes only. And it starts at the gateway drug, 𝙃𝙗𝙗𝙗. Baba Lex, what are you saying? But I mean, I just have one a night. No, I just have one a night, doll. No, 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 no. That's poisson. Listen, the reason why, when you go back to whatever, it makes you ill. Your body is attempting to communicate with you. It's communing with you. That's what communicate with. Commune is to share. We've lost the rhythm in commune. Common unity. Ubuntu. See? It starts with ourselves. So, up here already, when it's attempting to hit you up here, Luciferian false light programming, to allow you not to receive your gifts, it starts to look like brain fog. It starts to look like mental health issues. It starts to look like confusion. It starts to look like curses. Especially now, since we're moving up into fixed air, age of Aquarius, emoyeni, spirit. Now the spirit will look like possessions. It will look like amadimoni. See? And the more you engaged with what? And once again, we're all born Luciferian false light born into Luciferian false light programming. So therefore we are all Luciferians. Actually, by default. I put in the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. You can take that being if you want. But this also will allow you to recognize and then deprogram. You see? You must separate yourself with truth. If you're still defending that which has made not just you, but our entire generations in suffering, and you don't get it, leave this page now. Showcase. You deserve your just desserts. And it will look like, express like diseases that are weird. Because you think you know. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, let me go and see what Baba Lex was saying on this channel that time. What date was it? What did he say? Yeah, eat diabetes. Yeah, it's natural. Yeah, we keep. Man, this is where you start dancing. 7 deadly sins. This is all of us. We start playing here. This is the consciousness. See? Everyone. Definitely. Wait, where is it? Pride. Everyone, everybody practices pride. Now tell me again you're not a Luciferian. According to my teachings, this is for educational purposes only. See, you have to be emotionally intelligent. 𝙃𝙚𝙗𝙗.Thunder500. Yep. It went from 10K to 9K. Yeah, that's because we're speaking truth. And this is what I love. Because like a lion, it doesn't have to defend itself. Those with the eye to see, ears to hear, Thokozani. Let's continue. We've got another question here from Devin. My brother Devin is still available. Thokozani, man. Why are zodiac signs important with our future destinies as humans? Number one, Tina, we're not humans. We're not humans. That's a misnomer. I speak about it in the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. The Hu man it's of the god Hu. It's all in mythology. Once again, the Law of Attunement condenses all of those things, but you can go further. Go research. Hu. It's all about shades of melanin, hues. Well, that's a higher teaching, but basically the god Hu, literally. Because there's such a thing as man, man, God-man, or is it God-man, man, mankind, and human, and humankind. There's kinds of humans. So there's man, so from God God, so the types of man, walking, pedal beings, us moving like this, that's what they mean God. Generator, operator, destruction. So you can create, play, operate, and destroy. 0 point. You see, you have the ability to interact with. See? So all of those are also falls of consciousness. See? Speak about it in the Law of Attunement Teachings. Those falls of consciousness also, therefore, since its impression is this sort of sacred geometry, the expression will form in formation like this. See? It's what's available. Remember, we never always used to be this brown. It's because of the interaction with the oxygen. Think metal. When it interacts with oxygen, it rusts, browns. In other realms, with other elements, since things are changing, there's been beings who are green, red, Martians. See? Because of the melanin. It's the way the melanin expresses. It can take all light and life forms on board and release. It's darkness. It's creation. It's chaos. Chaos theory. But it depends what you do with that there energy. And the UVC rays are good for us, especially. It's interacting with our frontal lobes in the mind. That's why the mental health issues are coming through. This place is beginning to see wild pictures. Now, guys, let me know if you're starting to have wild dreams. If you're also starting to see pictures. If you're starting to see yourself in past lives. If you're visiting different places. This all means something, okay? It means that your DNA, you see your telomeres, the ends of the chromosomes, they coming out, and then with whatever elements are available, and also through the sun. They call them phantom in Scientology. They call them phantom elements that pop up and pop in and out. Hey, blah, 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 for sake. What happens is you create those. See? With the environment, the cells. See? See, now, we're beginning to now step into what we see. What is that? Supercell. You see supercell? That kinds of things. But even better, we'll be able to, once we unify our fields, get back into rhythm. So once again, you can either go artificial, inorganic, or go organic and 5D, natural, unprogrammed, knowing. Or you're going to depend upon artificial. You're going to depend upon what they give. You're going to be, you see, that is the deeper thing that's going to take place with these locksteps of these programs, Luciferian false light programming. You see? So while the zodiac signs is so important with our future destinies as humans, I just defined the humans and all of that. But the zodiac is simply, or astrology, cosmology, it's simply it's a reference of you in another form. Let me rephrase that. They are aspects of you. All the zodiacs are simply archetypes. So the archetype, for example, of, who wants to guess my in Western astrology? Okay, let me actually wait for y'all to guess. But let me do an archetype of someone else. Something else. For example, archetype of Gemini. Push-pull, always, because they are in their body, attuned with their body and attuned with their mind. Or other realms, spiritual. You see? Emoyeni, unseen and seen. They play there naturally. Okay? So that's one of the archetypes of a Gemini, for example. There's plenty more, but for this sake, there we go. You see? So that, if you come in on that ray of information, which is light, which is solidified by a date. That's why you solar return. The sun will always be on that, but different. It will come there in that perceived area. So someone else could be born your day, but not be exactly like you. See? So it's a signature of a moment in space, not time, because time is a construct. It's its own dimension, which we've created, which is solidified by sun, moon. That's all. And then also seasons, calendar, which is a program. Calendars are Luciferian false light programming, which everything's programming, right? Let's just get that there. And we are programmers for the vessel, because we are not vessel. It's in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings. However, what we engage in will either be for life, organic, natural, or for artificial, death, destruction, discombobulation, confusion, dysfunction, dis-ease. See? It's a 3D, 5D selection, but it's a fight within, in the mind, in the body, and then spiritually, you're not even connected through the breath. Respira, spiral, respire, to breathe. Meaning, but are you spiraling up in your heart space, or you block that off, null and void? Therefore, you playing in these chakras. It's as per the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. So you ping-ponging against yourself. You're fighting you. What the fuck was that? See, that's what you're actually doing, because you're releasing your life force. And in doing that, engaging in things such as pornographies, gents, this also fucks up the mental health and testosterone. Testosterone in both the masculine and feminine frames are for motivation, are for courage, are for intuition to be acted upon. Seen. That is the masculine principle, which is direction. No one has direction. It's that programming. You see? So the zodiac signs are necessary for your destinies. Not really for your destiny. That's a very tough spell. It's a guide. Everything in life should be utilized as a guide. The only thing you must know is you and your cells. Simple. Because what you feel, hence why Baba Lex always asks you, how do you feel? You will begin to get that on a deeper level the more you know yourself and your cells. Because how you feel determines how you behave. I don't feel like doing that. Nah, not today. Oh yeah, wow, I'm so excited. I would love to do all of that today. See? But what drives that? Our waters. Most of our waters are in acidosis. Our pH, our selves. Our cells, which all have mitochondria, which is the activity, the energy, the masculine principle, is drunk. That's acidosis. Our cells are tipsy. When you give them instruction, they do the opposite. They're hitting each other. Dropping shit. Clumsy. Bahlanya. Brain fog. John Cena to themselves. To yourself. See? As we cleanse, especially Tina, now the sun is helping us do this. It's a natural process. We are naturally able to assimilate the UVC rays in the sun, from the sun. Because guess what? We have that carbon, that, you see, copper. You see, we must cleanse our blood crystal, you see, from that stuff which makes it like as if we're cooking from inside. You know, Mohamba Ngaphandle, when you're walking outside there and you feel, shit, woof, what? You're not meant to be feeling like that. I see it because people are like, yo, Baba Lex, you love the sun. I'm like, yeah, that's what, I'm eating it currently. I'm chewing that sun. Aren't you guys chewing the sun? You know what I mean? Because when you chew the sun, and especially, you know, I don't wear specs all the time, but when you chew the sun, it goes into our black holes. You see? So the more we allow sun into here, and not artificial blue light, false light programming, Luciferianism, we're then able to see the entire spectrum or assimilate the entire spectrum of the rainbow. What that does at night, now I'm at night now. I'm about to exit just now, don't stress, because I'm going to practice this as I do. You see, you then give yourself intentions with a clear vessel, with conscious consistency, fasting as a lifestyle, structured water. You then start to vibrate different. You know when you do some of those meditations and you just hit that little vibration, but you do that quite strong. I'm telling you. And then also it sounds like if you're humming in your throat. But then move it through your chakras, especially when you are a clear vessel. I also coach on this. I teach on this. You're then able to reach a frequency. When you sustain that frequency, your waters make a sacred geometry. You see cymatics. There's on YouTube, they put on a plate, maybe a black plate or something, some sand. Look a bit sand there. Then they play a frequency. And then it forms into maybe this. Change the frequency. Change the frequency. You see? Change the frequency. You see what I mean? Change the frequency. All of the sorts. As it changes the frequency, water, it makes a hologram. Also, it makes us in order. That's why we are rhythmic. Melanin, melatonin. Now, you're now practicing the 33 steps to be crucified. Christ's second coming now becomes alive. At Peniel. Oh, Peniel. Not outside. Ngala. In heaven. Heaven. That's the true heaven. Because we create heaven on earth. In the fifth dimensional, new earth reality, which is what we're creating. But first it must be birthed through us. We must birth through us. Okay, so these zodiacs are also important. These archetypes, because we are all of them. We get to master all of them here now. See? That's why sometimes you'll read a zodiac and be like, that sounds like me a bit. And it's not even yours. What is that? Baba Lex is letting you know. Thokoza for joining. Tabiso. Thank you, brother. Google_77. Yes. Thank you for the gifts. You are amazing. Thokozani. Thank you so much, guys. And I'm sure these teachings are really hitting your spirit somewhere nice. Now, as we begin to tap into the spiritual side of African problems and also African solutions, is that it's the drugs because of the fact that the traumas from abazali, the elders, either they left it by choice or they just said, let's get along to get along. So, for tech, or whatever the case may be, they didn't deal with it. But then what that does is it's left you to deal with it. Especially you if you're a dark sheep in the family. You can have a lot of initiations in this life. Plenty. These initiations are going to be very scary. Especially when, I'm talking to you, you know. These initiations are very terrifying. And also your family won't get you. Because they're the ones who switched that off a long time ago. They were not given, or seems like they were coerced, controlled into not having the opportunity to do their dream. Angiti, that's what they say. No, I didn't get, just because I didn't do that, so you also know. What is that? That's a 7 deadly sin, if I'm not mistaken. One of them. Which one is that, huh? You see? And then they practice this perpetually. That is emotional unintelligent. See? Emotional unintelligent breed more child. You're a grown person having a child. And then grown people having child. By the third, fourth generation, and as we said earlier, it's already cooked out, the common sense. That's been cooked out of the design, the genetic. It's no more common sense. You see? Thokoza, Devon, appreciations. Appreciate loves, brother. We're changing our spells, we're shifting them. You see? So as we are now becoming more emotionally intelligent as African melanated beings, we must know how powerful we are. But that's not power to so humble, so totally koloko. No weapons. Because we've done that. It's pointless. It's now playing not chess, not even checkers. Not even checkers, not chess. We're playing a different board game. It's now reconciling with ourselves and ourself. It's being emotionally intelligent about what's taken place, because also all of that slavery stuff, no matter what shape, way, form, or fashion, we also acquiesced. We were also part of it. We had those who looked just like us, just like me and you, Baba. Yes, sister. Who sold themselves. See? Because of, right here, the 7 deadly sins. We had to be conditioned into this. You see? All right? And then I've just got a beautiful comment from MP Thokozani. Great content, man. Rarely hear people speak on this. I know. Once again, we move in a spirit of knowing because of a cleansed vessel. Also on a Friday night, brother. Can you not see? We're glowing out here. Thokozani, my brother, please, the best you can do is just share. Continue to, if it resonates. Remember, what does resonation mean? That's speaking to water. Frequency, sound. Also, what we've been listening to is trash. What you're listening to when you're over here, you know it's truth. That's the difference. See? Thokozani for that. Beautiful. In real time, I make example either of myself or of whoever is available. You see, so that we can know truth. Comparing apples with apples instead of apples with watermelon. Apples with 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗. We're going to be confused in days, in the weekdays, and by the weekend, we're weakened. Especially us as Africans. Okay? This is why we need our own solutions. Right? This is what we're practicing. But that goes deeper. So this is what everyone is accustomed to. This is what everyone knows. But in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1, which is available for pre-order, check all of the social medias, okay, is that it goes to Lucifer, which is what I outline here. Lucifer means light bearer. I say false light. What is false light? AKA blue light. It's giving you the wrong information, the wrong light codes, which is memory. Okay, in light, that's what the light rays are, frequencies. It's different information in the bandwidths. Okay, the different hues. Red will go from blood red or crimson to pink red. You know what I mean? See, same, but different. This is unnatural in that it's too hard. It's hertz, it's frequencies, it's wavelengths. Do something to take you off a rhythm of natural. See, that's all. So Luciferian false light program is something which allows you, it's a program is something which is programmed to do instructions at any given moment of time. It doesn't move or stray from that instruction. Luciferian false light programming. Instructions by a light bearer of falsity. Lucifer was, apparently, in the allegory called the Bible, or the teachings of your body, okay, was an angel, a ray of light. So he had a gnosis, or shit, she and it. Okay, that was hilarious. So wow. So that thing, that entity was separated, severed, as it fell, was kicked out of heaven, to hell, Helios, on earth, ging. So, since it's not an eternal being, you cannot be eternal if you're not a soul. Don't have a soul? Sorry. Us, we got soul. Hello? I'm a soul man. You see? So now, that's also where the story of Solomon comes from. Soul man. It's about you. It's about, anyway, stories for different days. Soul man, melanin, us, we, womb man, original being, has the capabilities of ascending the consciousness, and not just the consciousness, the physicality. But the spirituality is what now is World War III. The colonization. So this also is colonization. But we're born into bondage. This is born into colonization. See? This is practicing Luciferianism. Because we require false light to live. But that false light is inorganic. It's making us death quicker. Look at the turbo cancers. Look at blah, blah, blah. Look at blah, blah, blah. Look at, the list goes on. You can do your own, you can rerun that trauma if you want. I've cleansed it. And also, it's a focus. What you focus on, put attention, pay attention, pay attention. Your currency is actually the true wealth. Hence why health is wealth. The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. It's right there, foundation, beautiful. So as you begin to, you ground this in your vessel. You first must remove the hijacking. Otherwise, this also will sound like das. I've got it before. Unconscious comments. Yeah, what do you think you're saying? And then they come back. Baba Lex. Man, you onto something, boy. Yes. Love that. Okay? It's always good to be ignorant until some shit hits the fan. Then it's another thing. Okay? My brother Devin, Bafawam, you're a Libra. Yeah, balancing scales. Libras are usually humanitarians, people who work with people who are very highly empathetic. A Libra also, if they're imbalanced, they're very reclusive. Okay? They're also very secretive, manipulative. They're very good at reading people. Okay, once again, you can always book these sessions and energy exchange, and we can actually run into it. Okay? Take it seriously. You know, this is not blah blah anymore. You're going to see in 25, also for us especially, real truth about our healings and healings that can take place. But there's custodians of us, such as myself, Baba Lex, coming here on a Friday evening while everyone's out there poisoning their cells with methanol. You saw that story on the news about the methanol poisoning. Be careful. Also the packets of sweets, chips. Be careful. Let's now fast from that programming. All of that doesn't allow you to be here now and know what is going for what. It also makes you more confused and dazed during the weekdays. Then by the weekend, we're weakened. See? Then we look for more programming. Also, whatever that is in your life that is hindering you from being happy just by arising. If you need to take something to be joyful in your body, or to even be in your body physically, you're doing something wrong. Remove. Okay? I'm just going to check some new comments out here. Hey, shout out to Blunt Bitch G. Sis G. We connected on Facebook as well. She's got some nice, healthy, and, you know what I mean? In terms of the mother plant, wild 𝙃𝙚. Okay? Some call it cannabis, whatever you want to call it, but it's an actual plant. It's a medicinal. Okay? We're not talking about the hyper feminized. You see what we said with the feminization? You see, to make the strain stronger, because it's already a female plant. She's already feminine. So she already, this is just a side note, and it's also important, because when you're engaging with her, you must know what you are doing. What she does is, since she's divinely feminine and not imbalanced, I'm talking about just natural in nature, what she does is she opens up whatever you are, even more so. Look at this. I'm super anxious being by nature. I'm super depressed by nature. Commune with her. Guess what happens? Boof! Amplification. You get anxiety for decades now. Is someone coming around the corner? See? You start to tweak out. And then you see that as a side effect. No. Cannabis. Cannabinoids. Endocannabinoid system is what you have. In the Law of Attunement Teachings, I also speak on this. The endocannabinoid system is also one with your nervous system. So if your nervous system is naturally anxious, I got news for you. You see, you don't need to be a Luciferian, a Scientologist to know that. But if you want to play there to explain what we already know, go for it. This is what the bamboozling has done. It's made us dazed because we don't need to know that. As when they came in, the colonization of the mind, they had to first make our taste buds, our senses dull. Okay? And then we get used to flesh. That's why they still talk about the Dogons. Mali. Central, East, West Africa around there. Is it East or West? Yeah, but Central. Okay? The Dogons. I think it's more West. Yeah. See? How they knew not just only Sirius A, but also Sirius C. Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C. How do these guys know about the structure? And that's because consciousness is the fifth element. Consciousness is where we've raised to, or where we are raising to rather, okay? Because once you balance the water, first and foremost, which is the most abundant, not just only within us, in the cosmos element, okay? Balance water. You then attune your fires, direct them, because our fire is very violent, and our fire is not us, especially when you engage, like Devin said earlier, in red meat and meat in general, trauma. When we engage in trauma, it engages with our trauma that we already have, generationally. Okay, we start to practice 7 deadly sins with no scorn. Doesn't matter. Corruption, you can see. See? Just look outside, you'll see. It's being practiced with no scorn. To the detriment of the children, of the women, of our mental health, of our health. You see, people are doing, our people, we getting not just diabetes and blah, blah. We're starting to get cancers, guys. You know that it's not our birthright. Because melanin. You're not meant to be getting that. But you're engaging in what that programming is. And you have under the guise of, yeah, sing 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, I'm number one now. That's traumatic because you get all of that stuff. You receive all of that. You achieve all of that. They're trash. Luciferian false light programming. Guess what takes place? You're sitting there at night like, shit, I'm empty. Or you're at the club, even better. You're with everybody. You got everything. But there's snakes everywhere. There's no one you can really talk to. There's no one you really know. See? There's a lot of pitfalls with that life because it's not living. Luciferian false light allows us to not be godly nature in our beingness. We've got men who are not in our households. Gents, we're not at home. Things like this. But it's because of this programming. But once again, we cannot now spew the blameage. This is emotional intelligence. We now need to take stock of ourselves and ourself. We take a fast. People, places, things. The system. Let's fast from the system. That's a number one also solution actually. Above all else, I feel like we should take a month in Africa. How about this, guys? This is Baba Lex's number one. 2025, let's discuss this. Okay? Make a conversation about this. Make a frequentation. Make a versation about this. Let's us as Africans, not just South Africa, Mzansi, okay? Let's not partake in the world events for 1 month straight. Or not even 1 month, for 1 year. Including everything that they use for making cell phones, that they use for everything. Minerals, diamonds, gold, everything. We say no for 1 year. We make it run. We also do strong borders for anyone who's not African or melanated. Let's run that for 1 year. We now tend to our garden. You see, this is a solution. We tend to our garden. We kick out the structure, the system. We call them government. We kick it out. We destroy money. We give back all to the mothers and the children. We make sure they fine. All the boys and men in drugs and what, we put them in boot camps. We now cleanse. Just 1 year, 12 months, okay? We take a process of accountability. Yes. You see, we start to now recognize that it was us against us the whole time, but they forced us. But we also got those who were so embedded in this thing, Luciferian false light programming, that they're now practicing sloth, lust, greed, gluttony, especially with us and the children, pedophilia, disembowelment of the bowels, taking people apart, drinking blood crystal, eating meat. That's where the barbarianism kicks off. Original beings, we don't ingest that stuff. You see, that stuff begins to switch on animal mind. See, our also genetics do not allow us. Over time, we begin to death quickly. You see, black don't crack, but with you, since you're practicing that, black is gonna crack. And also, you're probably gonna take it. See? Truth. Radical truth, radical honesty is what we require now. Now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Owamanj. With yourself first, in your cells. Okay? Take stock of what's making you feel like that. You see, we're going back to all of the foundations. The feeling, okay, creates the behavior. Therefore, creates the vibration, okay, of your reality. That's what there now is, the attunement. You see, it's in the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. Pre-orders are available. Thank you, Thokozani. We're going to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's get there. All right? So we can touch more. Each one, reach one. Each one, teach one. We must throw away our egos. Elders, I'm talking to you now. Especially those of you who are highly programmed. Stop telling people what to do when you yourself are not doing it. Simple. Don't at me. Stop complaining. Stop gossiping. Stop pointing fingers at the child who's taking drugs or on alcohol because it was presented to them, especially by the behaviors you exhibited. That's where the child learns from the parents, or the guardians rather. That's just the pair who rent. The guardians, okay? Everything 0 to 7 is a learnt behavior. Once again, that creates then the feeling, makes the behavior. The behavior makes the personal reality, eventually. Okay? I put it in the book. But once again, if it's not cleansed through us, here now, we're in for a very tough future. Those of us who select that. Because there's those of us such as myself, Baba Lex, who are now doing things such as this, okay? We know what's going on. And then therefore, there's solutions. Because we've solutioned for ourselves. There's no more programming we partake in. Therefore, I'm able to now come from a clear knowing. That's why everything I'm saying is hitting you. Why? 𝙒𝙘𝙧𝙐𝙬. Yeah, because it's a real thing. Okay? Who's that there? Of course. You know, this is an inside job, okay? Us ascending is an inside job. And also, we're the only peoples, grade of melanin, race, if you want to call it that don't have our own things for us. Guys, where's there in Africa, like there's a land of Africa, but since we're such nice beings by default, because we're of the cosmos, right? We naturally sharing and giving. That's also part of how we fell down and continue to. Being too nice. Be a good person. Don't be a nice person. Oh yeah, come. There's some plates here. Yeah, come sit here. No, it's fine if you're white. It's fine. Just sit here. The lion won't bite you. Just sit here. Come on. Waza, come on. Don't worry of the spear. Come on. You see? Ubuntu. That's us by spirit, by breath. It's our design. But it gets taken advantage by Luciferian false light programming or programmers. Those who practice it. You see, 7 deadly sins. That's where you see how more that's embedded in a being. Okay? If someone's really a greedy person, right, 9 times out of 10, that entity can express itself. Watch out, especially us, because melanin can transduce the energy into many forms. Okay, so that light rays, when we astral project, quote unquote, at night, we can do other things. Just by default, that's what I said. Tell me about your dreams. Tell me about your, even daydreaming, even the way you're seeing colors. Outside, it's different. Telling you. Shout out Sonto for joining. Thokozani. Let's keep sharing, guys. Beautiful. Devin, thank you for all of the gifts. Thokozani, my brother. I know you're learning a lot of things. But also we put this into practice as alchemists. I told you. I'm a liquid alchemist. All liquids. Okay? Hence why we also touch onto things such as alcohol. Al-Ghul, actually. Let's touch on that again. Quickly. Just a quick one. Because that is one of the modalities how this comes alive. Alcohol. Al-Ghul. Al-Ghul. It comes alive. That's why it's the gateway drug, especially for our community. And I'm going to stop calling us a community because we have so much self-hate. Ain't no community at this stage. We're still self-hating, self-loathing. Okay? Muzi _012. Thank you for joining. Good knowledge. That is from Slump. Thokozani. Appreciate love. Appreciate love. Appreciate love. What other questions do you have as we're going through? But I want to touch on Al-Ghul, alcohol. Al-Ghul. Because us as people, especially Mzansi, South Africa. Wow. Now in the festive, you can see. I saw another stat. We like top 5 in the world, if I'm not mistaken, of consumers of alcohol. They now also look at who is the top in, or the top 5 in alcohol related things. Us. Scary hours. See, so that means there's spirits that are, there's either something powerful here that they don't want to awaken. Okay, this is the higher consciousness. Or there's something that they would love to control that is powerful. It's either something they would love to control that is powerful, or there's something that they don't want to awaken that is powerful, or allow to awaken. And that's through us. You see? Us as Africans. This thing of calling divine feminine rising, it's Mama Africa. It's her minerals. Like I said, Baba Lex's challenge for us, get our quote-unquote your leaders. I don't call them my leaders at all in the system. Whatever the case may be. We as Africans, as a unit, borderless. We go borderless for a year. We all just touch each other, lands. We share knowledge, wisdom. We share, break bread. We destroy monetary, anything. We go with bartering. We come with gifts. We come with skills. We come with rebuilding the land for the children, for the women. Okay? All of their phones, cell phones, all of their technology, which needs all of our minerals here. We say cut for a whole year. Cut it. Let's see then how far. And also, we fast from all of their program. Alcohol included. Okay? See, we did the teachings on Luciferian false light program. Okay? See? So in order for us to now step into what we call step into power. You know that saying, yeah, step into my power. It's not just a biblical thing or some other thing at the flip side. It's within us. But first we must recognize where we are. Okay. Body, we've already identified. Programming, Luciferian false light programming, assimilated all in the guts. The gut is the seat of intuition, willpower, the assimilation of the hormone of testosterone as well. Also other places in the body, but mainly here. Most of the hormones are assimilated in the gut brain. Hence why they say in other teachings of Scientology and blah blah, gut-brain axis. Young Todd, that is the connection through the spine, where it's the highway network. This thing here, it allows us to connect the chakras. Think of it as plugging in. But there's more than 7. In the body, yes. On the body. Outside of the body. Okay? I put it in the book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Right? As we begin to recognize this, because 𝙒𝙘𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙗, this programming now, remove. As we start to homeostasis balance, you will then impress, because your cells, CELLPH, your potential hydrogen is an alkaline. You will not acidosis. You will then begin to have more vitality. This is the beninging. This is the kickoff. This is when you know, This is when you're doing things correct. More energy, more vitality. Rising without alarms. Okay, things such as being able to fast, intermittent, for longer. Having a better behaviors, because better mood, because your hormones are more balanced. That is the homeostasis from your waters. Yazin. You see, now we're tapping into our cells and ourself beautifully. Body. Programming must be removed. There's the problems, therefore there's the solutions. Mind, brain fog, mental health, schizophrenia, multiple personality disorders. Okay? See? That there, once you cleanse the glymphatic system. See, we've cleansed the lymphatic system, which is the body's sewage system. Lymphatic. Then glymphatic. Do your research a little bit on that. Go do research in terms of your Scientology information. But I'm saying a fast will automatic, you'll do all of this. But for those studious, go for it. See? More gnosis. The more you know. Sis, you see? Thokozani. So now, as we reach homeostasis, we're now singing songs. We're now harmonizing in harmony. See? The organs are now producing those songs. See? And in that there we begin to create through different light rays. And that looks like grounding your dreams, writing a book, The Law of Attunement, and actually following through. Being out of dis-ease, being in order. Okay? Seeing a lot of numbers which are in order, or sacred geometry. Being in places where you're meant to be. Deja vu, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙗. Ease in the body. Being able to relax. You're no more people pleasing. Okay? You're in healthy relationships. Because number one, the first ship, hence why we name it the vessel, your waters are balanced. Therefore, all of the relationships on you, in you, are balanced. Wow. You see, it's an inside job first. Also, we will begin to separate with each other, depending on who's willing to do the work. It's all going to the same place, coming home, back to the self and the cells. That's what they mean, come home. But also, back to the lands, We're going to start moving away from the cities. Watch. Baba Lex has let you know. Said 25, 26, 27, the rest of this decade. It's going to start to be a thing because of the waves we're going to feel. Remember, rhythm is a high feeler. It's already emotionally intelligent. Hence rhythm. Hence artistry. See? It's already feminine in nature. This is what's rising in all of us. Our creativity. To create that heaven on earth, first head then. And therefore, the impression creates the expression outside, because inside is well. But we don't stay inside. That's unhealthy. See? That breeds also in darkness, it's either creation or chaos. That breeds chaos. Enter I'm a demon through the 7 deadly sins. See? Lust demon. Wow. We can tap into that a little bit. But that's what we're expressing. Look at the guys who are taking those girls' lives on live. And also that girl on Facebook and stuff. And also that girl who stabbed her boyfriend. It's not... See? Guys, what's happening? All of Baba Lex is just giving you the beans so we're not confused and blaming, oh, government is not doing anything. Bruh, you're a grown man complaining. You're not a man. You see what I'm saying? We need to now come through because the women and children depend on us. And also the boys depend on us, men. You see? That's our purpose. But once we cleanse, we know that chasing bums and papers is a zip. It's quick death. You'll have a heyday for what? 1 year? Because the windows is shortening to do fuck shit. Mama is rising within us. Please pin that question again. Beautiful moderator. Pin that question again while I just go and use the bathroom quickly. Woof, this is beautiful, guys. And get your questions together. We're going to be finishing in about 30 minutes, 20 minutes or so. Please, let me use the toilet. feeling over there. Beautiful. Wonderful. I love the questions, guys. Okay. Thokozani. Moderator, may you please pin that question? There we go. This is a question from Devon. Okay. I'm wrong. I feel angry, empty when people mention fathers. That man never did anything in my life. For example, Devin, thank you for being vulnerable. Bafo. It's very powerful to show your emotions, but now it's not to show your emotions and do nothing about it. And also, what space are you sharing? Thank goodness you're sharing in a beautiful space. This is an example of being a conscious masculine. See? Because, once again, one of the reason why I started the Conscious Men community is because of my friend who hung himself when I was 16. See? Happy-go-lucky dude, very, and so he did have a father. His father was still in his life, but still, fathers are absent not just in presence, they're absent in mind, absent in guidance. Okay, because that's what a divine masculine is. It's guidance. It's a direction with purpose. You don't just go to go. Where you going? Where up with? Okay, why? No. Get inside there. Get inside there and get your shit in order. What do you mean I'm blah blah? No. Come on. You see, example. So that is also, it looks like a tough love to those who are not, who are conditioned into other things. Luciferian false light. Okay, Luciferian false light has made masculinity toxic. Just masculinity itself. Even me, I've been told toxic. But once again, that comes from someone with the wound. So I get that. But that's why I don't engage with certain consciousness. See? I'm on a different level of healed, not healing. You're still healing. You're in motion. You're on your journey. So while you're healing, it's best not to add. Everyone is adding. We're adding supplements. We're adding this. We're adding that. The best thing to do is to fast. Remove. Actually. Simplify to amplify. Togos, you see, this is in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Okay? That's a beautiful question. So once again, part of being emotional intelligence is fathering yourself and yourselves, especially the women, in a feminine frame. Father or no father, great relationship or not, you must begin to be one with your masculine nature. Okay? I speak about it in my book, but basically, in a nutshell, foundational, what it looks like is you taking action in your life. Okay? All of your beautiful ideas, because the feminine nature principle, the feminine principle is creation, creativity. It's right brain, right? See? But your embodiment of it. So your ideas are and blah, blah, blah. However, the world has been skewed by Luciferian false light into toxic masculinity, which since the impression is there as toxic masculinity, the expression is patriarchy. Boss, top-down structure. That is that negative Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. See, that's what that did. It solidified that, or attempted to. For example, in the astrology, how you can equate it to you. So you had that fight within. All of these things outside, astrology, cosmology, it's a dance with you. But also, the guardians outside are meant for you, or the environment, what we're born into, is what you selected for awakening. Let me say that again. Everything and everything and everywhere and everything and everything and everywhere and everyone that you come in contact with, you selected in a higher realm. Okay? So in a higher realm, what will take place is opportunities for you to play in wherever those are. You see, according to my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1, which is out for pre-order already, check all of the social media, okay, is that now you are looking to assimilate, especially now with the sun, we're looking to assimilate back with ourself. When you call higher self, what you're referring to is you in another dimension. Dimension, okay? We can get into that. But once again, in terms of your father, begin to cleanse that wound. Begin to cleanse that trauma. Remember, us as Africans, we have been born already into bondage. We in terms of a species currently, the way we behave as a unit, shocking, terrible. But there's hope, because there's beings such as myself, such as you, such as you, such as you. Each one teach one, each one reach one. Even if you look crazy wild, but it's truth. Okay? Baba Lex is letting you know that's what's going to set you free. Not the Bhagavad Gita, not the Bible, not... It will assist you in guidance of gnosis, okay, or information rather. Okay. Okay, Jacob's ladder. Oh, my spine, my vertebrae. Okay. Crucified at 33. Okay, Calvary, Golgotha, that means skull. Okay, you see? But I already did that hard, heavy lifting for you. You see? And then for thereof, you're able to grow your beanstalk, Jack, Jane, Tabo, Tandeka, and put the information in your formation. Plant that being in your darkness. Unless you cut yourself open, you're in darkness. Therefore, you're either in chaos or creation. Or both. And both. Depending on your self, your cells, your cellular potential hydrogen, CELLPH. Are you in acidosis, cooking, or are you alkaline, alkalinity? Therefore able and capable to be balanced. Homeostasis. You sing other songs through your organs. That homeostasis brings harmony, and therefore your hormones are now harmonizing. Circadian rhythm through the pineal, which is melanin, melatonin. Melanin, you, us, begins to assimilate that sun, especially at night. Okay? Once we do that there, guess what takes place? What begins to take place is we now take our power back. All of the stuff that's going on, all of the death, all of the Izzy Township, blah, blah, all they're doing that for is to harvest our energy. And we, since we pay attention, they harvest our energy, us thinking that we're doing the right thing. You see, that looks like us buying stuff. I mean, if you check there, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗, there's a place called Conca. For my internationals, okay? How you have a place in the oldest township in the country, and it's got some of the most expensive cars, not just in the country, in the world. That's one of the poorest, quote-unquote, places. Does that make any brains? You see those cars parked out there, popping bottles, blah, blah. What message does that send to us? Nyabuza nje. For our children now growing up. And then you wonder why they're hitting nyaupe and shit there. Now it's vaping 24/7. It's other things 24/7. What do you think they're dealing with in their minds? Those elders, you think you know everything. Okay? You wild. You haven't dealt with that trauma, then you what? When they ask you why, you don't know. You got to be now emotionally intelligent. This is how you get there. This is what you do in shadow work. This is the second law of attunement. After you begin to fast regularly, is begin to engage in shadow work. Do you know what that looks like? And this goes into the next question by Slump. How to fast the proper way. There's no such thing as the proper way. The best way is how you feel. That is off the cuff, free beans, okay? However, you can get guidance. Seek guidance for what resonate if you don't know. Look at those who know, not belief. Watch what I'm saying. Watch me carefully. Slump, okay? Watch those, like you did as a child, observe those who know, not speaking, not blah, 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 blah. Right. Because you can talk a good game, man. I've been there. It's fake it till you make it. It's a false Luciferian false light program. There you go, another one. Fake it till you make it is a program. It's not about others. But once again, you have to be traumatized, you have to be dazed, you have to be in fear, you have to blah, 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 blah for Luciferian false light programming to grip you, even to kick off with, for it to even touch you. Emzimbeni, khandeni, emoyeni, mind, body, spirit, for it to even interact. But number one, since water holds memory, by fasting you will realize this. 72 hours is a great way to kick off. But if you're terrified, run some intermittent. Remove that vape shit, trust. And everything that is very scary. Take the 3 days. Give commune with yourself. Use respect and just, yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to respect my body. I'm going to just, because now you start to see that your body will talk to you. My vessel talks to me all the time. And I don't need things. I will know when I'm like feeling it. For example, when I break fast. To kick off with, it was tough. Then I did the work. With no one saying, yay, ha 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 ha. Oh, what a wonderful. You cut that shit off. You cut off this every now and, hey, I'm live, hey, I'm fasting today. Who cares? What matters is you, because you are matter. And multiple states of water you are made up of. That means you can traverse the cosmos. Plus you have melanin. Now you can start to play other places. This is why I had to do this. So that when you fasted, go back to my videos. I'm telling you, watch. You also too will get an inspiration, even now to just be clean. Oof. You know what? Actually, let me put that shit down for a little bit. I know. Because it's my energy. It's true. It resonates. It's a vibration. And I'm also being it. I'm not telling people, yeah, you must go and fast. It's good for you. And then me, I'm just like, hope no one sees me. I'm not fasting. I'm just lying over here. You see what I mean? You cannot lie to yourselves and yourself, because it will tell. And also, women lie, men lie, energy never lie. I put it in the book, the Law of Attunement Teachings. That's why children always go to those who are enlightened. Myself especially. A child goes like this. They just want to touch now. Oh, because they're not used to beings who are genuine, authentic, and exude light. You have to cleanse, man. Even if you're currently still doing bullshit, even now today, and you watch this and you're like, fuck, I'm still doing some fuck shit. Especially if you're a gentleman. This is your cue. This is a good sign. You see what's going on outside? Get it done, my man. Start to cleanse yourself. You will thank yourself later. You also thank Baba Lex, but I don't need a thanks, man. Okay? It's better for all of us to be boom. And then we practice other things. Easy koloko, all of that doesn't work. You see, like Neo, it's a documentary written by a melanated woman, Sophia Stewart. Go and check it out. Now we must start to big each other up. Also big ourselves up. Okay? None of this self-hate. And let's follow up each other, not ones who are captured. Remember, even us are Decepticons. Once again, it's your discernment, the resonation. And also it's information. You must put it in formation as an adult, as an emotional intelligent being. That's why you cleanse first. Otherwise, you won't know what's what. Even if you think you know. That's even worse. If you think you know, you're off key. Because you're thinking. That's a program. You're still fighting yourself. Remember what we said? What is thinking? It's you, according to the Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. It is you, thinking is you attempting to make sense of what you don't know. What are you thinking for? See, it's an old world, old program that was necessary there to learn certain lessons in life school. And we had to be a certain state of mind for certain behaviors. Our waters had to be certain pH. Our mitochondria had to fire only at a certain level. There are beings outside there that I'm aware of, that I'm in contact with, that are 250 years plus. Ogwamanje. We're going to be doing some hiking journeys in Africa, not just 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙏 in South Africa, Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. We're going all the way up. Wow, sub-Saharan Africa is going to be a party. We're going to unlock borders, guys. But first unlock the borders, not just between ourselves, but between ourselves. Once we begin to unlock our borders within our mind, our body, and our spirit, we begin to cleanse. We begin to give commune. We begin to give praise. Not to get preyed upon, but to the sun. All religions are simply sun worship. Just that's why it's Luciferian now, because they made it a thing, something which is a white person. Bible, okay, 𝙃𝙗𝙖. This is for educational purposes only. That's no melanin. How are you connected to the sun when you have no melanin, or you enlightened? That's backwards. Okay. Once again, 2025, 26, you are going to begin to see truth about what you are and who you are as a melanated being. Slavery wasn't for nothing, and this is just the higher slavery. Okay? So for Africans' problems, African challenges, I've just given you what they are. Not all of them, but the gist of it. And the most important is us against us. We must stop this shit. We need to cut it out. But we only do that by cleansing. Okay? Thokozani. That's my brother. 𝘖𝙖𝙗𝙖_mpanyane. He's also an author. Okay? And once we begin to remove the programming, Thokozani Brian Ellis, how you feeling, brother? Once we begin to remove this programming, we begin to step into our powers as a unified field, common unity. Spirit of Ubuntu, once again, will be the order of the day. Not being dazed by a calendar which is not ours, a Gregorian calendar. Those of you saying Happy New Year, you do know that you must go and research what that actually means, what they celebrate, what January is, where it comes from. It comes from Janus. Janus is one of the gods. If I'm not mistaken exactly where, but they practice debauchery, man. So you're practicing death. No wonder izinto zakho azlingani. Your stuff don't click because you're out there celebrating death. Plus you're also celebrating Santa Claus. Wow. Research Saturnalia. That's another bean for you. Thabo, Thandeka, Jack, Jane, for you to grow your beanstalk. And just like in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, it is up for pre-sale. Shipping's out only from me. My hands to your heart in from February. Okay, the links are all up on the social medias. So those are for all of you who are able and capable to join, especially with what's going on outside. Remember, hold the line. Be yourself. Remember yourself. Okay? Remember through yourselves. Okay? A belief is a push-pull. In between, there's a lie. These are higher teachings. It's higher consciousness. You will only know and remember through your waters. That is Hebrew. Mim, Mayim. It is also in my book. I outline this. This spell, this beast is not ours either. We always been rhythmic. You see? We always been that way because of melanin. High melatonin. That's beast. That's also Luciferian false light programming. Let's call it what it is. Radical truth, radical honesty will only birth our authenticity. Not just collectively, but it starts with being such as myself. You see? Hence why the law of attunement, this is a dream which I've grounded from years now. You know, I speak about it in all of the lives at Lex Stays Liquid, YouTube. Okay, please, we're on the way, on the path, staying liquid, being liquid, okay, to 1K subscribers. I'm so thankful. Thokozani to those of you who are on the correct calendar, once again, okay, African calendar. We must be on that because, once again, you don't plant in harvesting. You don't harvest in planting. That's why izinto zakho azilingani. Your stuff don't match, it don't mix, it don't balance. See? And then you wonder, blah, 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 blah. That is extra because you've acquiesced to the programming. So now it will look like amadimon. It will manifest as amadimon. You see? See? This is how they materialize in this realm. Through the 7 deadly sins. Practicing that there. See? We went through it already. But this will be on a replay on the channel, on the YouTube channel. See, look at this, for example. Lust. Even greed. All day, every day. What is the system built off? Don't go far. Don't go far. That's Luciferian false light programming's tactics. That's its mechanisms. It's not some biblical thing. Come on now. We now must be emotionally intelligent. There's no sky daddies. Now white 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗 coming through. Same thing as Santa Claus. A thick ass, off weight, doesn't fast, high mucus, high blood pressure, trying to give me and my children gifts. Do you know what that does to our mental psyche, to the child? That only they can be success and get gifts from a thick, off-shape, off-key, white, 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙗 coming through a chimneys, putting under a tree. What? Wow. Wow, you see, say it again. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But that's what programming does. It makes you seem as if what we are doing is in order. My off-key, it's off-season. It's not even yours. You're honoring another god's. Simple. We got another question in from Devin. My brother, I love your questions tonight, man. Thank you for staying and actually learning something. And also all of y'all who are staying here and picking things up in terms of information and, you know, seeing where it's balancing within you, because it makes sense. It does make sense. It's all about you, because the foundation of the Law of Attunement Teachings is the self, is yourselves, which is you. See? Yes, please send your last questions as we wrap up the live. What was that other question, moderator? Please may you add it up before we wrap this up. How to fast the proper way. We already tackled that. Thokozani MP, yes. You also practice or preach similar. I'm not preaching, but thank you for recognizing the energy. It's all about each one or each one. So do your thing, continue, and let's support one another for sure. Andre 2000 in the house. Andre, I'm at 2000. Wow, you're making Baba Lex chuckle. Welcome, brother. Let's see. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia last year. This is from Devon. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia last year, and I see and hear things and draw things I see. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? That's from Devon. Don't ever say that to yourself and yourselves. You're not crazy. Firstly, you're far from it. And also, number one, first, who diagnosed you? Who diagnosed you? Was it a Caucasoid? All right then. Remember, schizophrenia means multiple personalities, right? Okay. Let Baba Lex just give you a bean. You don't need Scientology. What that is your shadow, which is the childlike you who was neglected because they were told no. No, stop singing. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, we don't play with that. No. Conditioning. That conditioning, social, human condition. You say we talk about human condition? I put it in here. It's simply your environment. How your cells are impressed. So that leads to cellular memory in the blood crystal, in the etc., from the amniotic fluids of mother. So through the portal of water. So now that you, in trying to protect its identity or who it is, its heart, that's where the soul reside. To protect your heart, you put blockages, masks, multiple personalities to fit in. The Law of Attunement Teachings. With that being said, I love you all. You are amazing. Everybody who's joined, know that this is a message to you. 𝙒𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙗 says Figil. Divine Mama Africa, she's rising. I told you, I'm going to leave us with the solution. We take 1 year off of the world. We just say, Tina, we need a heal. And actually see what's going for what. And let's see who's really the poison. Let's remove money. We remove borders. 1 year. Leave export of our minerals from Mama. Let the cleansing continue. All of our brothers and sisters come back. Come home. Yes, come home. For them, free. It's free. All of the quote-unquote government leaders step aside. Okay, they're going to be prosecuted for their whatevers. Remember, tax is also, it's Luciferian. How do you pay to live? It's all going to be tackled as we get into the golden age, because all must be revealed. So for you not to be bamboozled by truth, by want, you must definitely illuminate truth within yourself and yourselves first. With that being said, I go by Baba Lex. Please. Shh. Remain blissful. Stay liquid. Thokozani.